Ball in the box, Jerry Small, Alfie May looking for it, can't get there, but it's tipped behind for a corner.
Well, there's one player in particular in Alfie May who won't be doing anything less than 100% this afternoon. Someone who's still at that top of the golden boot, 2 ahead of Colby Bishop. Bishop has 21 league goals, May 23. Alfie May knows that. He's desperate to get a goal today to try and cement him being the golden boot winner.
George Dobson's gone away to that left-hand side to take this corner. Just small back for Charlton. Corner's whipped in. Keeper though comes Ratazoli and claims it. There's a Wycombe player down in the centre. I think that's Grimmer. Referee just holding play up while he takes a check on the Wycombe man. It's up and about.
I'll tell you one thing, Till. You've got to give massive shout out to the fans to our left as we commentate. It's the opposite side, so to the right if you are watching this afternoon on Charlton TV. They've pretty much sold out the away end to our left and making loud noise. They're trying to get behind the team that's let them down at times this season, has to be said, but this recent run under Nathan Jones has left a lot of belief for next season, and you speak to a lot of fans, and ourselves included in that, excited for next season, looking forward to the summer as well.
Anderson battling for the ball in the middle, but can't get to it. Lucas Ness has got to tidy things up on the right-hand side, manages to get the ball off of Sadlier and away for a Charlton throw. It's just amazing support away to our left, and coming to Wycombe is always a special feeling when the away end is sold out, because they are quite close to us on our left-hand side, right as you're looking, and when they're in full voice it's a real buzz. Wycombe have possession in the centre circle, and it's Grimmer joining the attack on the right-hand side, bringing the ball forward up against Thierry Small, who allows Grimmer to go past him, mainly because he saw Terrell Thomas on the sweep, who comes away with the ball, sends it long, looking for Alfie May. Looked like he might have been held up there by Farino, and the ball skipped through to Ratazoli anyway, and Wycombe have it back now on the left-hand side. Leahy sends it long, looking for Kone. Ness is coming back. Kone will get there first into the penalty area, drills it across, but there's nobody else close in a dark and light blue shirt to get on the end of that. Now run away for a chance throw on the opposite side. And the near side, as you look, Jerry Small leaves the throw to Terrell Thomas.
Yeah, if I'm Wycombe this afternoon, Till, I'm looking at that Charlton back three and thinking, is there opportunities for me, if I'm the striker in Kone or Dale Taylor just playing behind him, to advance in those channel areas. Lucas Ness, his first game for a while, playing the right side of the back three. You want, if you're from a Wycombe perspective, try and make him as uncomfortable as possible. And Taylor, as I said, he's just playing behind Kone, has a lot of pace, not afraid to make movements forward. If I'm there, they're the avenues I'll be targeting.
Wycombe with the throw. Grimmer, ball forward. There's a tangle of legs in there, but Kone comes away with it, sends it back to Grimmer, who's sent Leahy scampering backwards on the left side to pick this up. The move has slightly stalled for the home side, but now Leahy sends it forward down the middle. Hector coming back, Thomas is there as well. And we'll give them the benefit of that. They both left that to the advancing Harry Eisted to claim.
Yeah, and that's part of my thinking as well for this back three from Charlton. The organisation hasn't been as good as it was under Nathan Jones in the earlier games, and feel in recent weeks we've made sloppy errors like we have been throughout the season.
An indication of that is Terrell Thomas giving the ball away, and Wycombe have it back. Hector coming across to bail out his fellow centre-half.
That's unbelievable timing, by the way. So making unnecessary errors, just give the ball away, and in fairness to Terrell Thomas, he tried to get back at it, and Hector in the end had to just clear it away. But those are the sort of areas where Charlton really need to improve in the summer, in terms of developing players, making sure our defence isn't making these unnecessary errors and not needing to score 2 or 3 goals a game. Let's go away from home and keep a clean sheet.
Grimmer has it for Wycombe on the right-hand side. He sends the ball into the right-hand channel for Kone. Backing into the middle, it comes. And Wycombe looking threatening here, but Hector coming out to try and snuff that out, but it's Kone in the penalty area, and he goes down under the challenge, and the referee's given a penalty. Terrell Thomas's challenge early in this first half. The referee claims he didn't get the ball, and I think that's probably about right.
Yeah, he didn't tell. I mean, the frustration is that move has come through about 5 or 6 Charlton bodies. that could deal with that. I think Hector is the first to try and commit and win the ball, doesn't make the challenge. Scowen gets beyond him, then finds Kone. He takes an extra touch. Terrell Thomas slides in, thinking that he was the last defender back, but it's far too simple.
Leahy with the penalty. Steps forward, strikes it down the left-hand side of Harry Isted, who goes the other way, and the home side have the lead after 6.5 minutes.
But it all came from us giving the ball away in the first instance, where Thomas gave the ball away, then tried to fight to win it back, and Hector cleared it out for a throw. And it's those moments I'm talking about. That throw-in then leads to, yeah, don't get me wrong, there's multiple opportunities for Charlton to then clear and defend better after that. But that all stemmed from losing the ball in the first place when you're in possession. And when I mentioned, when you're looking at building a side for next season, our defence this year has not been good enough. We've conceded far too many goals, especially away from home. And in the opening 6 minutes here and 7 minutes here, and of course this is almost a dead rubber, it's an end-of-season game, of course, but you still want to keep a clean sheet away from home, you still want to defend. And the manner in which the penalty was awarded, the fact that Wycombe were able to advance through 5 or 6 Charlton bodies with ease is so disappointing to see.
Ball sent forward. Ramsey trying to get on the end of that swinging ball to the right-hand side, got his head to it, couldn't glide it anywhere other than behind the goal for a goal kick, and well, Nathan Jones's build-up to this game has pretty much gone out the window. As the lunge from Terrell Thomas concedes the penalty. The Addicts are a goal behind after 6.5 minutes. We're 8 minutes in now. As goal kick is sent forward. Ness challenging, gets his something on it, comes backwards. Ramsey sends it forward, asking Kanu to chase it into the channel, but that ball will skip away for a Wycombe throw. It's just in front of the Wycombe dugouts on the left-hand side. Looks like a decent crowd inside Adams Park, nowhere near the 10,000 capacity, I don't think, but obviously boosted by Charlton's superb following. As again the ball sent into the right-hand channel for Charlton, asking Kanu again to chase it in there, and well, he was keen to do so, but he was guided away from it by Lonvik. It's away for a goal kick.
Yeah, Charlton really need to try and make a mark in this game. It's only that cross from Thierry Small that went towards the near post that it caused any sort of real issue for Wycombe. They still were able to deal with it. It's been a sloppy opening 9 minutes, 10 minutes here. I just want to see the likes of Anderson, Backinson, Dobson get on the ball, try and make things happen in that midfield area. Can't all just be up to Kanu and May to feed off scraps.
Header won by Hector. Anderson gets it down, and then Backinson tried to send the ball through the middle, but it's far too much of Matt May, and Kanu never going to get to that through ball, and it's run comfortably through to Ramsoli in the penalty area. Taking his time, sending his defenders away. I think Wycombe would be quite happy to send this long, bypass the midfield. It's drilled forward up towards Kanu. Again, Hector wins that. This time Kanu can get on the end of it, but a foot in from Lonvik, wins possession back for Wycombe, all down the line. But Ramsey, the first to react to Charlton, inside to Anderson. Anderson under pressure, has to go backwards to Ness, who in turn guides it back to Harry Isted, who takes a touch and sends it forward. Kanu will jump, Lonvik will be the favourite here. Chests it into the path of Leahy, who sends it long and forward. It's a good header away by Thomas. Dobson will pursue it, but beaten to it by Scowen. Goes backwards. Farino. Ball across is cut out by Ramsey, and he tries to find Kanu, but can't at the first attempt. He's got the ball again. Lee's gone down, and Wycombe want the ball out, but Charlton are playing on. Anderson out to Kanu on the right-hand side. Kanu, ball into the middle. Claimed by Rabazoli. Leahy's still down.
Well, that's because he didn't make contact with him. That's why the referee didn't give it. He was right next to it. The referee this afternoon, Elliot Bell, and from our angle, it didn't look like Ramsey had made any sort of contact. It was a delayed reaction. He was high, no question about it, but he got the ball. He didn't make contact with Leahy.
Lucas Ness has gone down as well. felt like Ramsey come back as a dismissive glare.
Yeah, I mean, Ramsey slid in, he was high, but he got the ball and didn't make any contact with Leahy. Right in front of the referee. We had the angle here. I mean, you know, when actually looking at a replay, he might have caught him on the follow-through, but it certainly wasn't his boot that caught him. It might have been his trailing leg, and it's not enough to hurt him. He's faking an injury, getting back to his feet now. He's not even needed the physio. So that's good to see from the referee.
Ness is up as well, which is good news. Ramsey just having a chat with Leahy, who I'm sure will sprint away from as this ball goes forward in a second. Ball in the hands of Ravasoli as the referee called halt to allow the potential treatment, but no physios were allowed on the pitch anyway, so we start again. Ravasoli sends it long. Down the middle, Hector gets ahead to it. Anderson battling, can't get there. It's into the way of Kone, a little chest control back. It's on the way back to Farino. Farino out to Grimmer, inside to Scowen. Scowen switches it across here to the right-hand side, but it's good covering by Ramsey. Gets his head there, and Eisted can come and claim.
The communication, break.
Yeah, because the ball sent through, looking for the run of Alfie May, but the intention was good, but the execution from Eisted just a little too strong, and it's run through to Ravasoli. Wycombe have it back and send it long. Asking Kone to chase it again, and he's up against Hector, who's going to want to see this out. Just about manages it with a less than subtle nudge on Kone, and it's a goal kick for Charlton.
But we're in line with our defence at the moment where we're sitting, and there's no communication. Sadler's running inside, Kone's running inside, Taylor's every now and then joining them in the middle as well. And there's no one talking. There's no communication from the wing-backs. There's no communication from the centre-halves. And that's why every time the ball goes long, we've looked awkward with it. Even that one there from Hector looked a bit awkward. Look there, he had no idea someone's behind him.
Back in possession, Hector had to go backwards without really knowing that Kone was lurking around. But did manage to get it back to Eisted, who's going to send this long. And looking down the left-hand side, Scowen gets there first though. Heads it forward to Taylor. Tackled by Backinson. He's got to the second ball as well. Backinson finds Anderson, who turns away well from Butcher. Backinson again up towards Kanu, is pressed by Farino, comes away with the ball, but his ball forwards read by Hector, who clears it, just touches it up to Ramsey. He's going to hold this up, bring in Ness, touch to Hector again. Charlton trying to work it, work some space, but in the end, Hector finds a safe route back to Harry Eisted, who sends the small away on the left. First time touch, looking for May, who gets there first. Dobson now will release Thierry Small on the left-hand side. Scowen trying to make it back, but Small's in the penalty area. Maybe that's a heavy touch, but he gets it back towards Kanu, and it needs the challenge coming in. I think that was from Lonvik to put it away for the corner.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Thierry Small. I thought it was a good first touch from him in the first place. An awkward ball from Harry Eisted out to it. And he managed to work the ball towards May, and credit to George Dobson, who was aware that the ball might break his way, and there's a lovely first-time ball to set Small in his stride and continue his stride as well, which was important. He's got the pace, Thierry Small.
Dobson's corner. It's into the far post. Ness can't get there. It's just above his head. May was coming in behind. Neither could get a touch on the ball, and it's away for a goal kick.
Yeah, Lucas Ness is just saying something to Alfie May. I don't know if he got a call. Yeah. I think May was saying he should have just left that for me, but that's a difficult chance. I don't think he'd have ever got there, even if he...
I think Ness did leave it for him, but not intentionally. I don't think he was ever getting it.
Yeah, just seeing a replay now, you can see May and Ness just arguing with each other as they're walking back to the halfway line.
Maybe Ness was expecting May to be a lot closer to him than he actually was. Maybe that's the reason he didn't. Although even if he'd have made a real effort, I'm not sure he was getting there anyways. It's a goal kick, and it's sent away by Rapazoli. Hector first to react, heads it forward. Lonvik combines with Leahy to get the ball back to Raffazzoli. Kanu looking to put pressure on. Raffazzoli picks it up. Drops it to his feet again, and will send this long down the middle, looking for Kone. Again, Hector with the header. Touched by Anderson into Backinson, up to May. Little burst ball looking for Anderson, but beaten to it by Farino, and Wycombe have it back with Leahy. Ball sent through the middle. It's a good one to Taylor. Good tackle from Hector in the end. Was convinced it came off Taylor last. Referee didn't agree. Wycombe have the throw. Little 1-2 trying to release Sadlier, but there's too much on that. It's away for a goal kick.
Yeah, that's a good run from Taylor. It was well spotted by Leahy just before that. Hector had to be alert to try and cut that out, but again, it feels a little bit too easy for Wycombe at times in possession. Charlton have been harried as we have just there, with Harry Austin having to clear it long. Don't feel like the same pressure's being applied to the Wycombe side.
I again thought he was having his head in a lock, but managed to touch it back to Small, who's come forward and releases Dobson on the left-hand side. Dobson, ball into the centre, and before it can find Kanu, it's another interception. This time from Lonvik. It's away for another Charlton corner.
Yeah, those two on that left-hand side have combined nicely, Small and Dobson. I think Thierry Small's been Charlton's best player in these opening 17 minutes. There's a good ball to find Dobson, who's an intelligent cross looking for Kanu at the far post. As well cut out, Verino coming back to make interception of Ludwig, should I say, Lonvik to make it a Charlton corner.
17 minutes in, Charlton goal behind, but they have this corner. Sent in by Dobson. Terrell Thomas makes it, but can't guide it goalwards. Don't know if that can't have taken a deflection because given a goal kick, so I don't know whether just the body in the way was enough to put Terrell Thomas off. Yes, it was.
That's a chance.
Thomas had a real chance there.
Yeah, it's a chance. He actually slips in the first place when the ball comes in, which allows him to break free. I think it was Grimmer marking him. It just doesn't really attack the ball. It ends up hitting his shoulder stroke arm combination from Terrell Thomas.
Put him off?
Yeah, that's a chance though for Terrell Thomas. He just needs to attack it. Doesn't really. He's waiting for the ball to hit him rather than him going to attack it with his head.
Well, Wycombe send the ball up to the other end, and they have a throw in by Hector above Kone. Grimmer comes forward to take it. We're right in line with this throw. Throw into McCleary. Sit back, Grimmer. Dobson challenges and does well. Gets the ball off of Grimmer. It'll be a Charlton throw now. Almost parallel to the edge of the Charlton box. Would have been, but it is now. They've brought Terrell Thomas back a bit. 18.5 minutes gone. Going down the Addicks. Grimmer gets his head to the throat. Terrell Thomas will meet it once more and hits it looking for Small, but McCleary gets there first, drops to Taylor. Back to Grimmer. Ball forward looking for McCleary, intercepted by Thomas. Small, but touched by Anderson in midfield, but he's been robbed by first Scowen, and now Butcher will bring it forward. Butcher takes the shot to the right-hand side of Eisted, but he was comfortable enough to see it go wide of the post. Again, Charlton just losing that battle in midfield. They try to play it through. This time Anderson caught by two Wycombe players. Charlton have the goal kick taken short. Out here to Ness on the right-hand side. Ramsey comes for it, but Beckinson also comes short. It's a lovely 1-2 between Beckinson and Ramsey, and Beckinson will bring it down the middle, across to Dobson on the left. Further left is Small. Dobson still in possession, trying to send it into the channel. Kanu's running, gets there, Daniel Kanu, but he was just nudged out of the way by Lonvik. It's happened on one or two occasions already in this first half, and it happened again there where Lonvik just out-muscled, I suppose, Daniel Kanu, and Wycombe had possession back, although they conceded straight away and give the ball out for a Charlton throw. Terrell Thomas wanted to take the quick one. Referee wanted him to go backwards. It's an Addicks throw just inside the Wycombe half on our left-hand side. Thomas needs to go down the line. Picked up by Small. It's backwards to Thomas. Just turns away from trouble well, Terrell Thomas, but then runs out of room. Scowen was hunting him down. It looked initially like Thomas had done well to turn away from trouble, but he also turned out of width. And it's now a Wycombe throw. Grimmer, 10 yards or so inside his own half, goes backwards to Farino. Turn goes back to his keeper, instantly sends it long. Butcher comes to, Taylor rather comes to meet it, and it goes backwards, and Grimmer sends it forward. Thomas might allow that to go to play, but I'm not sure it will, so makes the header. Again, Scowen gets there, but straight to Dobson, inside to Small, loses out in possession. So extra on hand to rescue Charlton from the ball through. Ramsey now for Charlton on the right-hand side. Stalls, inside of him is Beckinson, touch forward to Anderson, turned in and tried to release Alfie May, and coming across is Farino. Alfie May turned on the edge of the box. Farino on hand note to tidy up behind him and put it away for a throw-in.
Yeah, that was better from Charlton, trying to utilise their midfield a little bit more. Backinson, nice first touch ball into Anderson, who has a decent turn. He's able to take the ball in a half turn and does so, opens up that little bit of space to try and then feed Alfie May. He hasn't seen a lot of the ball in the opening 21 minutes, but we know what goal threat he is, being top goal scorer in this league. Just only needs half a chance. Just got to provide it to him.
Ness with the throw, but it was in the air, and it's an easy one for Longvic to leap above Kanu to deal with. And then a cushioned header from Lee back to his keeper, tidies it up. And Yannick's probably going to have to maybe think in a different way to try and get through this Wycombe back line. Mazzoli sends it forward, only gets his head to it, but Thomas will comfortably out to deal with that. He was looking to leave it to go out, but it wasn't going to happen, so inside it comes to Istead. Ness is available on the right, cuts inside Sadlier, and the ball up towards Kanu. Little touch into the path of Backinson, who's trying to release Dobson or May. Didn't quite reach either, but it's deflected out here to Small on the left-hand side. May in support. Alfie May looks across to Anderson. Ramsey further right. Moves stalled a little bit as it goes back to Ness. Kanu making a run into the channel. Ness was a bit worried he was offside, so didn't take that route. It's back now with Hector, who's got Thomas to his left. I will be handing you over to Greg Stubley very shortly. Thomas sends the ball forward. That's a good header coming in from Dobson, but he can't pick out Alfie May running into the 6-yard box, and it runs away for the goal kick. Perfect opportunity to hand you over to Greg Stubley to lead commentator for the rest of this first half.
Yeah, cheers, Till. After 23 minutes gone here at Adams Park, it's Wycombe 1, Charlton 0. Goal scorer Luke Leahy from the penalty spot to Terrell Thomas out Kone in the penalty area. Charlton have just been trying to get back into this game. They've not had a clear-cut opportunity. Terrell Thomas with an effort from a corner is probably the closest they've come to any sort of problem for Mazzoli in the Wycombe goal. But Charlton on the front foot here as the ball comes towards Anderson, who ends up fouling Butcher. And Wycombe will have the free kick inside, just outside the centre circle. Leahy, the goal scorer, will come across to take. He's tempted with a quick free kick, but John's line stayed in position, so Leahy will reset. It's going to be a long free kick nonetheless as he dinks it towards the edge of the Charlton penalty area. It's chested down. Backinson is there for the Addicts to break forward. Backinson can find Dobson to his left, and Dobson now look to switch it across. May's the target, but Leahy gets it away. Anderson used Kane Ramsey behind him, and now Ness under pressure from Sadlier, former Charlton target. 2 or 3 transfer windows, Kieran Sadlier. It's Hector on diagonal ball looking for Thierry Small, headed away by Grimman. Comes to Scowen, who's got time to turn. Looks for McCleary. He too has time to switch it across, but it's a poor ball straight to Kane Ramsey, and Charlton look to attack through Ramsey. Trying to find Backinson, who's going to well to get back and make the intervention, and now Wycombe will bring it forward with Butcher. Up to Grimm on the right-hand side. Placed by Small. Across it comes. Longvic. Back towards Del Taylor, held up by Backinson unfairly, according to the referee. Free kick Wycombe. Which again, Leahy will come across to take, and Wycombe will send bodies forward. He takes the target. Ness heads down only as far as Sadlier controls. Ramsey does well to come across and just has to clear it out of danger.
Yeah, he was off balance, Ramsey, so he just trying to make sure he got something on it to stop Wycombe getting control in that penalty area.
Leahy taking his time to come across this, which is not pleased the Charlton fans. takes towards the near post. Ness jumps and wins his header. May flicks it on towards Carnu. Under pressure from Grimmer, and referee gives a free kick.
I've got to ask, Grimmer there all over Carnu and gives away a free kick. I think quite rightly so, all over him. The same tackle 30, 40 yards further up with when you see Lundvik doing it to Carnu outside his own penalty area, referee would let it go. It's just mind-blowing. And I'm not just talking about Charlton specifically, it's just a thing that happens. I don't get it. It's either a foul or it isn't.
Ramsey ball inside to Backinson, has to clear it away first time. Lundvik hits it away. Charlton will have the throw through Ramsey. Goes back to Ness. There's Isted behind him. Kone will apply some pressure. It's Harry Isted who clears it forward. Headed away by Farino. Thierry Small picks it up for Charlton, and back to Terrell Thomas. Progresses forward with his right foot, looks for the run of Carnu. Gets beyond Lundvik, who then bundles into the back of Carnu. Might have been an accidental coming together, but referee gives a goal kick.
No attempt to play the ball straight into his back. Why is that not a foul? I don't know. I mean, I know it's never going to be given, by the way. It's not as if I'm desperately thinking it should be a penalty, but it's a question, isn't it? Why isn't it? Because it's a foul. Had no intention to play the ball.
The angle of the camera probably does make it look as bad as we see it from our angle. Certainly from our angle, looked like it was through the back of Carnu. Maybe it was a little bit more to the side, which the referee felt was a little bit more fairer.
But no player was expecting a penalty, not one. And maybe that's because everybody's been conditioned to know that it has to be much worse before a penalty's given.
We can have the throw, but before they can take it, Kone's just down, holding his head. Not sure what happened.
Well, maybe a clash on the last aerial ball forward between him and Hector.
He's back to his feet, and play will continue. Grimmer looks to take. Throws forward towards Kone, headed away by Terrell Thomas. Dobson down to Small. Goes long, looking for May. Lundvik heads it down. Anderson's there for the Addicts and looks to turn. He's got Ness on the right-hand side, but that's a poor ball straight to Sadlier, and Sadlier looks to release Kone. It's blocked by Hector, but Dale Taylor will pick it up for Wycombe. Lays it off for Kone in the penalty area. Kone thinking about a shot, will instead turn. Charlton do well to get bodies back, but still Wycombe with the pressure. Leahy into Butcher. And Kone looks a bit of space for a shot. It's blocked by Hector. Sadlier lays it off again. Hector with the challenge. And May will pick up the ball. Back to Backinson. Forward towards Carnu. It's a good ball. Carnu trying to get across Farino, who's strong in the challenge, and pokes the ball away. Charlton will have the throw.
Yeah, both Farino and Lundvik are using their physical presence on Carnu, and we know he's improved in that area massively.
Thrown's taken. Here's Anderson. Back to Backinson. All in the penalty area. Lundvik leaves it for Farino. Did superbly well just to get something on that to guide it to his goalkeeper.
That was calm.
Ramazzoli, the ball in his arms. It's clear forward. So we've played 30 minutes. Wycombe 1, Charlton 0 in the final game of the season. This ball's headed on by McCleary. Ness clears it away towards Carnu. Carnu wins the header and is fouled.
This is almost like they're targeting Daniel Carnu.
Well, I think they know without Connor Wycombe or Chukwuemeka, well, Nike's on the bench for Charlton, but no Wycombe starting for the Addicts, that they probably don't have as much physicality up top, so it's an option for the centre-halves to try and be a bit more physical against May and Carnu.
Well, we know Daniel Carnu possesses the ability to punish a defence, and you'd love to see him do it this afternoon against these two physical centre-halves.
Ness looking for Ramsey on the right-hand side, but the ball's wayward.
Did he just slip as he played that in his defence? No. No defence.
I think he expected Ramsey to make the run forward, but he's always going to be quite optimistic there. It's Wycombe through. Leahy take the throw forward towards Kone. Deflects down to Taylor. Anderson competing in midfield, but Butcher pokes it away up towards Kone. Wins the header again. He's a bit too much joy for my liking. Kone up top against the Charlton defence. The ball's headed away by Farino as the Addicts go long.
The pressure from May to cause that quick throw.
Taken into Anderson, who looks to turn. Anderson thinking about a shot, instead looked for May, but he read it all the way. Butcher clears it forward. Kone again the target. Hector gets no chances and clears it away. There's a bit of rust might come down and hit me and Tell in a minute. If you don't hear from me, it's been a hell of a journey, Tell.
Was it here that happened last season?
I wasn't here last season, too.
No, it couldn't have been then.
So I have no idea.
I think of the ground where a lump of rust.
No, that's Barnsley.
No, it was Barnsley,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
The things we do for Charlton TV.
And we're not just talking a little bit, there's a huge chunk of rust.
That's Leahy with the throw into Kone. Leahy gets it back. It's forward towards Sadlier. Heavy touch and Charlton win the ball back as Backinson up towards Kanu. Looks to turn Grimmer initially and did well just to hold it up. And finds Thomas out to left to Small. And back to Terrell Thomas.
Now I wonder that little cameo there between Kanu and Grimmer. And Kanu did much better against Grimmer, held him off and was physical and got away from him. I wonder if he looks at that and thinks maybe I'll peel away from the two centre halves and try and run into that Wycombe right-hand channel where he's up against Grimmer.
Ramsey looked for the ball in the channel towards May, but overhit that. Wycombe have the goal kick. Wondering about Charlton substitutes this afternoon. Lewis Ward, Tyrese Campbell, Chuksanike, Connor Coventry, Lewis Fiorini, who we've not seen for a long time. It's got an option to potentially come on for Nathan Jones. Edmonds Green and Loa complete the bench as Wycombe go long with the goal kick, and it comes straight back into Ravazoli.
Thomas's header would have caught both May and Connor offside, so neither could run for it.
He's long and Hector has to deal with it, clears it forward towards May. Vic heads it for Wycombe as Dobson down to Anderson. Back to Lucas Ness, and to the right is Ramsey. Dobson's made a run from deep in midfield to the right-hand side, and Dobson continues that run as Ramsey releases him on the right-hand side, and good slide and challenge. Monvik denies him any further progress, and Charlton have the throw instead. As Ness goes back to Hector to switch the play across towards Thierry Small. Small backpedaling, did superbly well to keep that in.
When it left his boot, it looked like there was far too much on it. Credit to Small for trying his best to keep that in.
Grimmer with the throw. It's long down the line. Thomas heads it inside. It will fall nicely for Leahy. Sadly on the left-hand side. Well, down the line is awkward for Ness, who takes a touch now, has to try and keep it in play. Does so. Done well, Lucas Ness, as Dobson touches it down to Ramsey. Looks across to Anderson, but gets that pass wrong, and Wycombe win the ball back as Grimmer. To McCleary. To Scowen. Advances forward, cross towards Taylor. A little bit too much on it. Nicely did well to read it. A quick ball forward, but there wasn't much there.
Everybody was running away.
Instead throws instead to Ness. Forward towards Kanu, but Monvik won it that time. Sadlier inside to Butcher. And Scowen across to Leahy. It's a good run forward by Sadlier, and it's been spotted by Leahy. And waiting for the ball to drop instead of trying to control it, Sadlier. Ball goes out of play. Charlton goal kick.
I think Charlton players were looking across. There was no way he was offside. Unfortunately, Charlton was far too much on it.
Thomas inside to Backinson. Lets the ball run. Ramsey to his right. Ramsey can go back to Ness. This is Kane Ramsey again. Back to Ness. It's long towards Alfie May. It takes a touch, and the goalkeeper has to try and keep this in play. And did well in the end just to clear it out of danger. Alfie May, quick throw taken towards Kanu, lets the ball run. Kanu lays it off. Anderson, first time strike, is well blocked. And Wycombe Not to bring it away.
Tell you what, I think that was a really important block as well, because lovely quick thinking by May, sets up Kanu, little touch to Anderson, and that shot was on target, I'm sure of it.
Skyman was with the block.
He's hurt himself in the process as well.
That's 5 by the looks of things. Sunderland man back to his feet. Charlton have to defend. Long throw here from Leahy inside his half. Goes forward towards Kone. This wins the header, and Leahy can advance a further 10 yards. Leahy looks for support. Comes in, headed away by Ness. And Kone slightly high foot against Lucas Ness, but the ball had already gone out of play. So it'll be a Wycombe throw as Kone takes back to Leahy. Diagonal ball in a penalty area. Eisted comes for it and punches away in as far as Sadly, and free kick given.
McCleary jumped into Eisted. You could see him coming. That's where his eyes were focused. The referee saw that as well. I suppose the referee didn't have a look at that high boot either, just a little second ago before he gave the throw in. But McCleary was looking at Eisted, so it sort of gave the referee a decision to make.
Eisted takes forward towards Ramsey, headed down by Leahy. Dobson up towards Ramsey. There's a clash of heads with Leahy, who's come off worse from that.
Again, Ramsey looking right. I'm all right.
Oh, that one did look a bit nasty.
The head or arm, I couldn't quite see from this angle, because Ramsey's arm was up in the air, but I don't think it was his head that actually caught Leahy.
Well, it did prompt Joe Jacobson on the Wycombe bench to go and warm up. He's on 399 appearances for the Chairboys, and if he comes on...
Oh, he's going to be warming up at every opportunity.
His 400th appearance, and also it's going to be his final one. He's announced during the week, so perhaps surprised not to see him start this afternoon, but the applause he'll get here from the fans.
I think, impact, that's all about, I suspect, and who can blame him?
And if there's a free kick in the latter stages of the game, there's only going to be one taker.
Absolutely. Again, Leahy's all right. It's the second occasion where he's gone down, and everybody thinking the worst, and physio's not required.
Drop ball. Leahy looks to take quickly and clears it long. Thomas heads it away, but only as far as Taylor. Luckily for Charlton, Backinson was able to apply some pressure. So the ball's back to Terrell Thomas, who's ball forward, prompts groans from the Charlton fans, because perhaps had more time than he realised.
It's a little bit of a waste, as you say. He had more time. Maybe he didn't know that, and I don't think his connection was the best either. It just looped up in the air. The groans from the Charlton fans when he made contact should tell you everything about it.
Kone trying to bring the ball forward. Anderson is there. Backinson with the challenge, and Backinson, nice feet to work some space further forward for Charlton as he goes on a run. Grimmer cuts across. Scowen has the ball back. It's Farino inside to Butcher, who can turn. Sadly, it's to the left-hand side of their attack if you want to use him, but Leahy will go back to goalkeeper as Wycombe will start again. Farino, ball forward. It's Terrell Thomas. Now Backinson forward towards Dobson. He's been brought down by Lomvik. Charlton will have the free kick.
Some of that, I think, is down to the fact that the Wycombe defenders have been getting away with those sort of strong challenges up to this point, and feel they've got licence to do so. And I think he got the ball, Lomvik, but he had to go through Dobson to get it.
Alfie May's straight over there now. This one might be a little bit too far out. We'll rule him out.
Yeah, you wouldn't bet against it.
Probably about 35 yards away from goal. Central as well, which might prompt an ambitious effort and hope for a rebound to come out, but Dobson is also over. He'd love to finish with
if you're Ramsey here,
another goal.
You're pulling players away,
He walks away as Dobson takes, floats it towards the far post. Ness wins the header but can't guide it back inside the boundary area. Ball goes out to play, and Wycombe will have the goal kick.
We may feel a little disappointed that Dobson didn't try and just slip that ball through on the blind side. unchecked as he got into the area.
Goal gets taken. Goes long, looking for McCleary. So the ball goes over everyone in the end, and Charlton will have the throw halfway inside their half. Terrell Thomas to take. Goes forward, it's headed away only as far as Thierry Small. Now Thomas again. Goes back to Hector. Time to turn, but instead uses Eisted behind him. Eisted forward to Dobson, back to the goalkeeper. And to the right is Ness. Dobson, Hector. Forward to Backinson. Charlton trying to play their way out of danger, and it's nice football from Charlton as Backinson up towards May, who's coming back from an offside position and removes stalls, much to the frustration of Nathan Jones, who just sits down.
It is frustrating. It's a good looking move from Charlton. Worked their way nicely out of defence. Some good football. May's run just a little too early. Trying to arc it. You can see what he was trying to do. Just didn't quite manage it.
Oh, Wycombe with the free kick. Ravizoli to take. Forward towards McCleary, up against Terrell Thomas. Backinson comes in to help his centre-half and makes a challenge, but Kone does well to win the ball back as going the ball forward. Hector slides in. Goes out with Leahy, forward towards Sadlier. Sadlier can turn. He's got Leahy to his left. Instead we'll use Butcher, looks for the 1-2, but Ramsey cuts that off, and now Backinson will pick it up for Charlton on the edge of his penalty area. No movement ahead of him. He did well to create some space and find Dobson. Drills it out to the left-hand side where Thierry Small will pick it up for Charlton and look to take on Grimmer. Goes on the outside. He's not afraid of taking his man on, Thierry Small. It's Grimmer with the challenge, but it results in a Charlton corner. We've got about a minute and a half before the 45.
Well, you said already, Greg, that Thierry Small's looked the best player in the Charlton shirt, and I think that's carried on from when you said it. Halfway during the first half, he's looked almost threatening player going forward.
Dobson comes across to take the corner. May on the edge of the penalty area. Dobson swings it in towards the far post. It's headed away by Kone, back inside by May. Kone again with another header. May goes down under pressure from Sadlier, no free kick, but Hector's foul definitely was one.
Yeah, that's fouling nice and early, so Wycombe can't build up any forward momentum because they had runners.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with Alfie May there, Michael Hector. So he went down far too easily, and that allowed Sadlier to bring it forward. Probably should have been a booking, but the referee a bit lenient with Michael Hector.
I think he probably might as well. The referee might know that in his mind that he probably should have done. And I think he's just having a word with Hector because of that.
Ravizoli to take the free kick. Was headed away by Backinson towards McCleary, trying to find Taylor, but Backinson is there. 3 added minutes to the end of this first half. Just about roll into the penalty area. Now, when I say just about, I really mean that. From Ravizoli taking a chance. It's cornered with the pressure, but the goalkeeper in the end just about. It was very close.
It was cigarette paper time. Old school.
I was going to say, I don't know that phrase.
I'll explain later. That's up there with Chinese birds earlier on.
Terrell Thomas. Scowen turns forward towards McCleary. Thomas look for Dobson. That's a nice turn from George Dobson. Releases some space, and Dobson's on the run. To his right is Anderson. Ramsey to his right. Uses him, but the ball's sent wide, and Ramsey has to come back and cross it.
He needed to shoot.
Anderson moves wasted. Anderson perhaps should have been too...
Yeah, he needed to take the shot because that ball out to Ramsey just ruined the angle.
Here's Anderson again. And options ahead of him. Ramsey makes a run down the line, but the ball's given away. The ball forward. Ramsey with the challenge. A foul called to the assistant who's right next to him.
he go through? I mean, we're in an impossible angle to see that, by the way. From maybe I just looked at the replays. Trailing leg maybe swept, which might be the issue. Leahy's gone down again.
I think that's a booking as well, given to Kane Ramsey.
Wow. Okay. It's a difficult angle.
Unless it was for dissent, because I didn't think it looked that bad a challenge, but certainly Kane Ramsey was booked.
So the initial, I mean, his right foot connects with the ball. When it's that left foot that sweeps, there's nothing in there, is there? A lot in that? You'll be surprised to learn that Leahy's up and about, despite going down, looking like he needed a stretcher. But a booking, it's okay.
Yeah, don't forget to get your WhatsApps into the guys at half-time. Let us know where you're watching from this afternoon, because where we are.
I wonder if Michael Hector's non-booking had anything to do with that booking.
Because where we are, it's so cold here. I'd say that it's not an end-of-season feel.
Greg is feeling the cold this afternoon. I'm here in a t-shirt and shorts, obviously, but Greg is suffering a bit today. Bless him.
Well, the free kick after all that went straight out of play, and Charlton had the throw. Ness has gone forward with it. Dobson trying to flick it on towards Carnu. Cleared away by Leahy, up towards Sadlier. Gives the ball straight to Corey Anderson. Dobson's onside. Anderson with the ball forward again, but it's almost impossible for Carnu to deal with. Leahy has to clear it away.
Good pressure from Carnu, made something out of nothing there. The ball from Anderson was an impossible one for him to deal with.
Throws taken back to Ness. Going to go behind him. That's been cut off, and Ness will take again. Goes in towards the penalty area, headed away by Farino this time. And there's the half-time whistle after 45 minutes. Wycombe 1, Charlton 0. Opening goal, and the only goal of the game so far, should I say, scored by Luke Leahy from the penalty spot after 7 minutes, after Terrell Thomas had brought down Richard Kone in the penalty area. Charlton have really caused too many issues for Wycombe since then in a match that hasn't seen a lot of chances. At half-time it is Wycombe 1, Charlton 0 to go through the first 45 minutes. I'll hand you back to the Charlton TV studio with the legends, that is Scott Minto, Alan Curbishley and Stevie Brown.
Stevie Brownie.
He loves it. Absolutely loves it.
And we love our Stevie Brownie as well.
I've never called him Stevie or Brownie.
Well done, Raylene. Thank you.
Don't forget, get your WhatsApps in, talk about whatever you want, whether it's about the game or something else, or about our very own Stevie Brownie. In fact, we've got one. I'll come on to that in just a second. Or the weather. Let's not go too dour. So tell us where you are around the world. Tell us how hot it is. Tell us how sunny it is. And we can tell you how grim it is here still in England. +44 7384 517 580. I suppose we have to talk football first. Curbs, disappointing start to that first half, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and the game's never really took off, has it? It's really flat.
Understandably so, in a way.
Yeah, and the only shot on target's been a penalty, I think. And I think Nathan, he's entitled to go in there and make 3 or 4 changes just to see other people.
What did you say when just as the chaps were finishing up there? You said, bring on.
Once again, you bring Chucks on. Let's see him for 45. He's mentally got to get past, I can only do 20 minutes. Because how can you carry on like that? You can't. So, you know, I'm not downing him because of the injury situation, but mentally, everybody's got to see a bit more and just give him the confidence that he can do that.
First half analysis, Brownie?
Not a
The
great deal.
sandwich was nice.
We had sandwiches,
we know the
crisps,
wilderness
coffee.
is a tough course.
Russ and Sangeeta, if you're still watching, I was telling them how difficult that course was, but we're looking forward to it with the Cat Trust Day, of course, on first and the second, so that's played at the Wilderness.
No, listen, it's had one shot on target. It's the penalty. The penalty's a poor challenge. You know, stay on your feet. You're wrong side, and once you lean into that, it's game over. He could have been a bit braver as well, Thomas, on the header. That's the one big chance for us, and he didn't make contact really. He sort of pulled out of it because there was a defender, you know, in close proximity, and there's a penalty shout, and that is the sum total of it. Everything else was sort of between the 18-yard boxes, not in them. It was a dull half, to be honest, and understandably, it's the last game, nothing to play for, you know, and it's played out like that.
Okay, let's have a look at the one goal and the foul that led to it as well. Brownlee, go on, I'll give this one to you as a central defender.
I mean, we're again safe in terms of numbers, but as soon as you get wrong side like that and you lunge across a player, you are bringing penalty into it. But it's just weight transfer was late, lovely little touch from the striker, and drew the contact. Cast iron penalty, and that's a decent finish from Alihi. It's sent the keeper the wrong way, and it was pace and power into the corner.
When you see, not the challenger, just before that, the Wycombe player is on his left foot, and I don't know if, video work, whatever, they know he's left-footed and they know that he could bend that. So I think Thomas he's overcompensated because he thinks perhaps he's going to get his shot off. There's nothing he can do there, and he's overcompensated, then has to lunge in.
You shouldn't lunge at that point. When the ball's on the right-hand side and he touches it away on his right-hand side, you've got to just parallel. You've got to go parallel. Like there's certain coaches you come across in your career, and you take bits of advice from them, defensively. And one was stay parallel, and if you're going to make the challenge, be parallel. So it's a block rather than once you go to ground in the penalty area and you're going to cross somebody, you are going to make contact. So it's a challenge where it's very risk and reward. If you make it, you get contact on the ball first, great, it's a super challenge. If you don't, it's a penalty.
But I think it's a challenge where you're struggling.
Yeah. It's wrong side.
It's last case scenario.
But once again, we're in a position where we've got to come back from no clean sheet, got to come back again, and it's another poor goal. Another really poor goal.
Could we have had a penalty shout at all? Yeah. A little nudge on Dan Carnu?
Yeah. I think we all shouted it in here.
Yeah. You can see why the refs left it alone. But
why?
Well, because it's. I don't think it's enough. It's not overly physical. But he has lent into him, and he leads with his arm.
Yes,
I think he's looking at him as the ball's gone forward. He's looking at him, and he's got his look at him. He's looking at him. He's looking at him. Looking at him. I'm going to block you off.
It's the shoulder dip for me. So he gets across. You can see what he wants to do. He wants to make physical contact, shoulder to shoulder barge. But he actually leans in and then pushes with the arm. So there is a shout. But again, we go back to what we've said in here many times. Nothing from anybody. Nothing. Just all turned around and walked off. And actually, I give Terry stick for being, and he was right to say what he said on that one. I thought there was a shout, and I wish the players had given the referee something to think about.
Yeah, stop giving Terry so much stick, will you? Because his ears must be burning all the time.
No, but he is very, biased towards Charlton. In a nice way, in a really good way. And he was right on this one. I think that was a good shout there.
Only a little bit.
What about us going forward generally and the chances that we've created? There haven't been too many, have there?
There's not been a lot. And it ain't as if we can rely on a set play, is it? Because, we've never really looked as if we're going to score from a set play at the moment. There's been a couple, look, George is in there, there's been a couple of times we've got bodies in there, but the final ball.
Yeah, and this one here, I mean, it's a great break down the left-hand side. That's good pace and power to get down to the byline. But you've got one player to hit, and Wycombe have got a numerical advantage defensively. It would have been criminal if they'd have allowed contact on that cross. But yeah, it's been a lot huffing and puffing. That actually was really good defending, because I thought that was, in terms of the run made, was a good run. Tried to pick him out, good defending. But this is the chance. I mean, he backs out of it. He's lost his marker, Thomas, and he backs out of the header. You've got to be a little bit braver than that. Well,
you were saying, weren't you, that and thankfully you didn't actually take your teeth out, but you lost some teeth.
I lost teeth in a challenge like that, yeah. And the guy that headbutted me, it sort of headbutted from underneath. As I headed that way, he come up that way, and I've lost all these. And he had about 15 stitches across the top of his head. It was a horrible challenge, and I was sat in a dentist chair about 8 o'clock at night. And the guy just went, and they all just shattered and flew out. Yeah.
You put him in a box for him.
Yeah. And it's like...
Do you put him underneath a pillow and a bit of money the next day?
Yeah, so maybe you shouldn't be braver.
Believe me, you don't want these teeth to come out right now. Let's go to a few of the WhatsApps quickly, shall we? We've got a long one, but it's funny. Oh no, not a great start, but Scott and team... It's great to see the old goals, but please show again the Steve Brown sending off on the stretcher at home versus Leicester, where and sorry about that, through all the programmes on the pitch. It still makes me laugh just thinking about it. We, myself, my wife Val, daughter Emily and son Jack were all at the Valley that day and are now watching the game at home today. Keep up the great work, lads and lasses, as the TV show is excellent as ever. Come on, you Reds, that's Mark. There's a couple of ones that need some answers. Stephen Gravesend asks how many players we need to improve. Well, I don't think we've got enough time to answer that one at the moment. No, I don't mean that disrespectfully. Mark says it has been too easy for Wycombe. He said Chuck should come on. Curbs. Afternoon, chaps. Watching from the Cairngorms, Aberdeenshire, this afternoon. Currently 4 degrees and raining.
It's always going to be low, isn't it?
So just when we think we've got it bad, Aberdeen's pretty cold. Can I just say thank you on behalf to all the fans, Scott Brownie and Curbs. You've made us watching this team bearable at times. Hope your summer is better than our defending. That's from Sam in Hither Green. Another question for the guys. What changes would you make in the second half as we look to be missing that cutting edge going forward? Currently in sunny Abbey Wood. That's from Tony Iron in Orpington.
I think
round the corner for me.
I think Nathan's entitled to make 3 changes.
Yeah.
You know, just to liven it up if he can, and perhaps 3 people that he needs to think about, or the people that have come off have done themselves no good. But I think he should liven it up now.
Yeah, I agree. Look, it was flat. It's just trundling towards the end of the season, and you know they're going to come out and do their post-match interviews. Try and affect it.
Yeah.
You know, bring. Why not?
There's some good questions. Maybe we'll ask post-match if we've got time. Let's wait and see. Mickey asks if Karoy would benefit from a loan spell. Jason asks if we're missing Connor Coventry today. This one goes a bit too far, Danny. Says Scott and Brownie were getting this defence right now.
I don't know.
That's a bit strong, isn't it?
Gordon said he's switching over to watch West Ham. Gordon, don't do that. Yeah. West Ham were 1-0 up, weren't they? But listen, stick with Charlton anyway. OK, last weekend was the Upbeats Day and it was a record amount raised, more than £50,000. So thank you very much, everyone, for your support. I know some of the guys, and I played with a couple of them, James and Will, against Tubes and Ange in the golf as well. Just a fantastic bunch of people, they really do. And it's amazing what CAC does and relies totally as well on donations. So thank you, everybody who does make a donation, however big or small. I was there at the training ground for the start. I couldn't be at the Valley at the end. But Brownie, I mean, just a fantastic effort, you know, by all involved, wasn't it?
Always is, every year. We got here just as the game was being played on the surface, and you know the joy on the people's faces. We got stopped by all the parents on the way around, and it is just we say it every week, Scotty. It is remarkable what Jason and the community trust puts together. That is the icing on the cake, I think. You know, in terms of it's the one, isn't it, that relies purely on funding.
Purely, I mean, there's over 65 sort of trusts that the trust have, or contracts that the trust have. But this is the only one that's purely on donations.
Yeah,
and you can see how much it means to the guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it was a good little game. I think they ran out 4-3 winners. There was a couple of great saves, some good goals.
Well, we got beaten big time last season by Everton, so it's great that we sort of got our own back this time around. But it's brilliant, isn't it, to see how much money was raised? It hit the 50,000 mark. That's incredible.
Yeah. No, it was a good afternoon. You know, and Brownie's right. We walked round as it was kicking off, and you can see the parents are really into it, and the lads that were playing. When one of them did score, it was like so excited. Calm down,
absolutely. That's what you don't think. You think it's a bit of fun. No. It's absolutely not when you're walking past it.
They're fully focused on it. So brilliant. Well done to everybody again. And well done for beating Everton as well, but that's not what it's about, of course. Some good news: our under-18s won 4-1 against Hull City this morning to put themselves in a good position in the league. So well done to the under-18s there. Let's go for a few more of these then, shall we? Sun's out in West Cork, listening as cleaning the holiday cottage. Love hearing Stevie Brownie. Football, not so much.
Did it say Stevie Brownie?
It said Stevie Brownie. It's got Stevie Brownie. That's from Christine, tells little sis.
Yeah, stayed there. It's lovely. Yeah, they don't like us particularly. There's lots of reasons why. Cork's not a great place for us to visit, and there's many reasons why.
What, the Brown family?
But it's a fascinating
English?
place to English generally. But it's a fascinating place
to. The Brown family.
And the Brown family. They doubly don't like us.
Is it where Roy Keane comes from? He comes from there.
Yeah, but it's a brilliant place to go and visit for history. You know, there were some super places to visit, and Christine looked after us.
Christine, hope you're well. From Andy, Qatar, Doha.
Oh,
have a guess, temperature-wise?
42.
Lower?
Yeah, 36.
Close, 35. Sunny. Football looks as grim as the weather back there. Mark from
Well,
Paphos.
should be tuning in to Keys and Grey, I suppose.
Well, it should be, actually.
Well, hold on.
Mark from Paphos, Cyprus.
Oh, nice.
25 degrees. For Curbs and Brownie, what players would they give new contracts to? Wow, that's too long that they're out.
Tad late.
We've got a long one here, actually, from Wayne from Eltham. Even though we're training 1-0 at half-time, let's keep our spirits high. Watching Charlton poolside from sunny Lanzarote. We haven't seen the passion and determination in the first half. I'm sure we can turn things around, 2-1. Remember, it's not just about the score this last game, it's about the heart and fight that we showed. Yeah. So let's believe harder in support. Go Charlton, we believe in the comeback. And Dave from Maine, the USA, 10 degrees, toothless up front. Bring on Chucks.
Well, it looks like someone's coming on.
I think it's 3 coming on.
There's going to be
three coming on.
Absolutely.
There was nothing to lose. The game was flat. They just zoomed in actually on Wycombe, and ex-teammate of ours from our schoolboy days. From our scholarship days, Lee Harrison.
I know. It was your year, wasn't it? It was our goalkeeper. Absolutely. A lot of messages from people saying thank you to Curb, Scott and Brandy for the season. So thank you very much for these messages. We have absolutely loved every single minute of Charlton TV. 45 minutes to go. 3 subs, and yet I don't think Chucks is one of them. Let's get back to Terry and Greg.
Thanks, Sky. Thank you, Stevie Brownie. Thank you, Alan E. Curley. Doesn't really work, does it?
This could run.
Yeah, we just did Curbs. That's easier. 3 changes for this second half for Charlton, and Tyrese Campbell, Lewis Fiorini, Kazengalo Oloa have been introduced for this second half. Off comes Lucas Ness, Roy Anderson and Alfie May, which will draw surprise given his ambitions of being League One's top goal scorer this season. I've not seen the Portsmouth score at half-time, but hopefully Colby Bishop hasn't got a double or a treble. The game is back underway. And Oloa's first contact to head it away. We can have it with Grimmer. They're shooting towards the White Beaconfields terrace. Loa wins the ball back as Charlton shooting towards the away stand to our left, to your right if you're watching. Dobson loses out to Scowen and advances forward. Challenge from Dobson brings him down out of frustration. There'll be a yellow card for the Charlton
He felt he was
skipper.
fouled, George Dobson, in the build-up to that. He didn't get the decision, and that angered him. You could see he was trying to get back at Scowen.
Portsmouth's 0-0 at half-time, so May still leading the way for the Golden Boot.
I think it looked a worse tackle than it actually was, but Dobson was clearly upset that he didn't get the foul, and he's got booked for it.
Well, Dobson has been booked.
That's going to be one of those conversations from the referee which says, well, you know, it might have been a foul, but doesn't give you the right to do that straight after. Well, no, I know don't, but give the first decision and the second one don't happen.
Wycombe taking their time, placing with the free kick. Let's see that Charlton have switched formation as well. We'll get confirmation of line up for the second half. Looks like Oloa from the left, Campbell from the right, the front three with Daniel Kanu. Fiorini tucking in behind Kanu. As Leahy goes short, gets the ball back. Leahy strikes, and Iceland with the save, comes back out, and somehow the ball ends up in the arms of Iceland again. I think it's Fiorini on the rebound.
I was just about to ask if that was a double save. I couldn't see where the ball ended up. We're at a completely wrong angle, but fantastic double save from Harry Iceland.
Well, the first save, he parried it into a dangerous area, Iceland, but the second one, you've got to give credit, got across. Not only saved it, but managed to hold on. You know, should have scored for Wycombe. It should be 2-0. It's Wycombe on the ball again with Kone. Out to the left to Sadlier. Edge of the penalty onto his left foot. Sadlier will go for goal. Well blocked by Ramsey, who stayed with him all the way. Thomas Campbell loses out to Leahy. Advance forward. Lays it off for Sadlier. Back to Leahy. With the cross towards the far post. Small heads down, and Dobson has to clear it away. Grimmer inside to Scowen. To Grimmer again. Ball inside looking for Taylor. Lays it off for Scowen. Under pressure from Fiorini. Out to the right side is McCleary. Down the line to Taylor. Cross towards the far post. And Tyrese Campbell has to deal with it, but loses out to Leahy in the first instance and then wins the ball. To bring it forward for the Addicts. Forward towards Carnu. Longdick deals with Carnu well. Back to his goalkeeper. And to the right is Fiorini. Fiorini inside to Scowen. Kone back to Farino. Farino once more. Long looking for Kone. Terrell Thomas wasn't sure where the ball was, and Iceland had to come out and pick Gavin for Charlton.
Yeah, Iceland was alert, which was important. As you say, the ball was an awkward run for Terrell Thomas to deal with over his shoulder.
Hector out to the right hand side, and Tyrese Campbell, first opportunity for him to take on Leahy. Goes on the outside, teasing cross. Oh. Dobson sliding into the far post, gets there but couldn't divert it goalwards. It was a wonderful cross from Campbell.
Superb cross from Campbell, and the keeper's touch in hindsight was crucial because it took it away from George Dobson's path. He got something on it, but not enough to steer it goalwards. That's a good sign. I mean, we said in the first half that we needed to find a way past this Wycombe defence because they were out-muscling us, and Nathan Jones has made the substitutions to try that. We only hope that, obviously, what we haven't done is change anything defensively and make sure we try and stay solid there.
Goal kick is flicked on by Kone, but it's to Iceland, who rolls it out immediately to Ramsey. Forward to Campbell. The pressure from Scowen and Leahy. I think Scowen won the ball, as Leahy, who in fact fouled the Charlton man, and the Addicts will have the free kick. It's interesting seeing the change of formation. It's the third formation we've seen from Nathan Jones in the last 2 games. Still trying to find the right formula for 90 minutes, which hasn't worked over the last few weeks. Getting draws, but the Charlton boss will be wanting more victories. Charlton go long towards Dobson. Farino heads it away, and Scowen helps it on. There's Thomas on towards the right hand side towards Tyrese Campbell, who couldn't get there.
I'm not entirely sure what Terrell Thomas was doing there. I guess he was trying to find Tyrese Campbell. Got it completely wrong.
Leahy with the throw inside to Butcher. It was Fiorini trying to get there for Charlton. Lucky with the ricochet. Comes to Kone. Challenge from Backinson, and now Dobson out to the left to Loire. Challenge from Grimmer, and it breaks nicely for Taylor. Edge of the penalty here, lays it off. Grimmer continues his run in the penalty. Grimmer gets there first, and the shot is saved by Iceland at the near post. We could have come close twice in the second half, and Terrell Thomas's clearance just hits Kone. Could have gone anywhere. And Charlton again have just... This has been the Charlton we've seen more this season. The defensive errors in the last couple of months have been largely cut out, but still making completely unnecessary moments like that could result in goals, and we're looking to improve next season. It has to change.
As you say, it's something, sadly, we've come accustomed to this season. Nathan Jones seemed to have stemmed that, but last couple of games still crept back a little.
Crosses over hit from McCleary. Charlton will have the throw.
It's almost like that, you know, you accept mistakes in games, and they're going to happen no matter who you are or who you play for. It just seems to happen when we make a mistake, it seems to reverberate around the side, and everybody seems to sort of slump into that sort of mistake mode for a brief period. And, one mistake leads to another 2 or 3.
Zoli with a long kick forward towards McCleary. Come off Thierry, small loss, and Harry Iceland has to race across and keep it in play.
He did well, Iceland. I don't think anybody was particularly sure who they came off last, so he didn't take any chances. I've got a feeling it was McCleary, but Iceland wasn't to know.
Hector the ball forward towards Backinson. To the right-hand side is Tyrese Campbell. Tries to lay it off for Ramsey. Does well to get to the ball first, Kane Ramsey, and he's on a run. And Lundvik comes across and makes a brilliant challenge, which then comes back off of Ramsey for a Wycombe throw.
I'd like to see that again. Ramsey did really well to keep possession. Really?
It's the final game of the season.
Yeah.
And Mr. Smith.
Oh dear, I don't know.
Mr. Smith with the final dig into the arms, into the ribs of the
It won't be the final one, trust me. Especially if they keep making decisions like that.
As Taylor tries to get to the ball, Terrell Thomas clears it forward. Grimmer in towards McCleary. It's going back to Verino, takes a chance, and Dobson wins the ball back, lays it off at Carnu inside the penalty area. Carnu, Lundvik comes across, and it's not enough in that from our angle for a potential penalty, but Charlton will complain nonetheless. This ball deflects off Fiorini.
Pressure on Carnu without an actual challenge, I think. So, yeah, no, you're not going to get it. I don't think there was any... I think if the defender sticks a foot out, you might have a better chance, but it was just contact, and I'm not sure that's enough to warrant a penalty.
Grim with the throw, headed away by Loire. Backinson touch McCleary forward. Terrell Thomas gets a touch, and Small inside to Backinson, who goes back to Harry Eisted.
But after an opening skirmish from Wycombe, Charlton a little bit better the last few minutes.
Dobson across to Hector. Forward to Backinson. Campbell to his right. Campbell inside to Ramsey. Now Terrell Thomas brings the ball forward. Still on a run here, Thomas. And enough on the ball, but couldn't find Carnu with it. It's Leahy. Ball forward. Hector controls. Taylor with the pressure. Hector did well to stay on his feet. Out to the right to Ramsey. Down the line to Tyrese Campbell. Back to Ramsey. Hector again. Switches the play across the inside now is Thomas. He's got Small to his left. Here's Thierry Small. He's come for movement ahead of him. Land off for Dobson. Inside looking for Carnu. Carnu couldn't get under control, under pressure. Verino. Mavisoli. Ball forward. It's over the head of Small. Terrell Thomas comes across. To deal with it, just clears it out of play. As Wycombe are going to make 3 changes themselves.
Yeah, I thought Carnu was unlucky there. He actually, in the physical battle with Farini, did really well, and then all just heavy touch off him. Wycombe to defend it.
Gareth McCleary's coming off. On comes David Wheeler, the first change. Looks like Charlton are going to be introducing Chukwuemeka shortly as well. Sadly, the second one to make way. Chairboys. On comes. I think it was Labala.
It was Labala, I think.
His number
I
was
didn't
there.
announce it.
The first season for Bruce before Kieran taking his place. It'll be 30. Verily Labala.
A little facts from the match announcer as the players come off.
And that third change for the Chairboys leaving the field for the final time.
This should be the most unsurprising change.
What a beautiful season it's been to see you play in the light dark blue. Number 20, Dale Taylor.
Dale Taylor is the last to make way. Beautiful season according to the match announcer here at Adams Park. There's going to be a loud roar for Joe Jacobson.
Number 3, Joe Jacobson.
Daniel Carnu is the man coming off.
Carnu will make way. On comes Chukwuemeka. Joe Jacobson's 400th appearance for Wycombe. His final one.
Daniel Carnu. Coming on 22, Chukwuemeka.
As play resumes. Butcher inside to Lundvik. Inside to Butcher again. Out to left to Jacobson, who takes the armband. Back to the goalkeeper, goes long looking for Kone. Austin had to wait for the ball to drop before picking it up as Hector across to Ramsey. Down the line, Fiorini on the ball for Charlton. Looks towards Dobson. Farino, awkward header back, but will find his goalkeeper. Takes a
didn't have enough depth on that pass from Fiorini. It was the right ball. So you had Dobson and Aniko trying to run behind the Wycombe defence, but angle of the pass not good enough.
Like that one. Forward, straight into the arms of Harry Isted, and rolls it out immediately. And Charlton will have possession with Backinson. Across to Thomas. Left-hand side is Thierry Small. Down the line towards Lualawa. Lualawa turns. Held by Grimmer. Charlton will have the free kick. Dobson takes. Cross to Hector. Ball forward looking for Tyrese Campbell. Jacobson heads it away, only as far as Backinson, who makes a good run forward, but then the shot, it's probably hit my car.
Well, if your car's on the M40, it's in danger.
Well, I actually think I have parked behind that away stand, so that could be our car, or it could be my car. I want to see.
I think there's even more on it than that, no, for me.
So Brownie will buy me a new one, don't worry.
We might be able to pick that up on Beaconsfield Services on the way home.
Wycombe with the goal kick. I'll let Tell take over in a minute while I go and check my bumper. Revasoli takes forward towards Wheeler. Wins the header. Terrell Thomas gets something on it. The play, it goes for a Wycombe throw. That'd just be by luck, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be the afternoon complete, wouldn't it?
It's Grimmer to take the throw inside towards Kone. Dobson to Lualawa. Backinson trying to go forward, but Kone wins the ball back, and Hector clears it away towards Anike, trying to make an immediate impact in this match. Anike got almost as loud a roar from the Charlton fans as Jacobson did from the Wycombe fans when he was introduced.
Well, I think, of course, Chuks is a more physical presence than Daniel Kano. He can certainly rough the two centre-halves up a little bit. It's got to be better than that. I think we've got to create something which we haven't done an awful lot of in this game so far.
Long ball forward looking for Anike, battling with Farino. Fiorini trying to get there for Charlton, loses out to Scowen. And Wheeler with the ball forward is just nudged by Dobson. There wasn't a lot in it, but enough right in front of the eyes of the referee.
Grimmer was calling for a yellow card, or red card, sorry, for a second yellow for Dobson. He gets a booking for his troubles.
Grimmer, confirmation of his booking. We've had quite a few in this game, considering it's last one of the season.
Yeah, I think all but one were probably genuine, and he missed one with Hector earlier on.
Before Thomas heads it away only as far as Kone, and Hector then swipes it clear. On the halfway line, Wycombe have the throw. Played 60 minutes, Wycombe 1, Charlton 0. 61 minutes now. Keep looking at the clock on my screen rather than the actual clock here. So ball's forward down the line. Small wins the header. Lualawa clears it away up towards Fiorini. Challenge from Leahy. Scowen back to Butcher. And Leahy again. Turn from Scowen. Looks for Wheeler. It's good strength from Small, but it came off the left back last, and Charlton will have to defend a corner.
Again, just out-muscled in midfield, this time Fiorini. Wycombe pounce. Needed Small to come back and intercept that attempted ball through the middle.
The Wycombe fans booing because they want Jacobson to take the corner, and Leahy given the responsibility. Jacobson instead will go into the penalty area. The voices you can hear, the Charlton fans though, standing support from them this afternoon, and to be honest, the players haven't turned up as yet for them. Leahy with the corner. Hector puts something on it. And Lualawa controls under pressure. Two players does well to get it off Lonvik. And Charlton had the goal kick.
It's the awards night tomorrow night. I think the Charlton fans deserve one for themselves. Outstanding support.
Hector with a long ball forward, looks for Tyrese Campbell. Leahy comes across and clears it away. Hector something on it, might come the way of Wheeler, and it will. Wheeler trying to advance forward to his left foot, looks to release. An opportunity, which has gone wide. I think there's a late challenge from Ramsey.
Yeah.
Labala, the substitute, managed to work a bit of space as the ball came to him by Wheeler. Hector couldn't get there, and Kane Ramsey, that's a brilliant last-ditch challenge. Wycombe corner.
Well, the Wycombe fans have got their way. Now Jakobsen is coming over to take the corner. But Ramsey had to get that right, didn't he? Again, I think Labar actually shot it off Ramsey's foot rather than Ramsey actually getting a foot to it, if you see what I mean.
Jacobson to take the corner towards the far post. Just headed behind by Kone on the stretch, trying to get there.
Well, they probably won't be calling for Jakobsen for the next one. End of season, love it.
Armstead with the goal kick. There's Long and Nike, the target. Vic wins the header. Scowen flicks it on, and Kone drifts beyond Hector and Thomas, and Kone gets there first, but that's the execution. But it's just a long ball forward from Wycombe, and Kone has the space to have a shot.
Just too easy. Just no thought other than lift it over the top, and in between three Charlton players, the Wycombe power gets there first.
Hector. It's long again for Anike, but again it's just overhit. And Anike's not happy with Farino's constant presence.
Farino tried to stand in his way. Tooks wasn't having none of that, just dunked him to the floor.
Ramsoli goes long. Kone gets something to it. Thierry Small doesn't know who's around him, has to head it away, but unfortunately for Charlton has to head it in front of him, which goes out of play for a corner. He's trying to aim for Harry Eisted, but
Kone causing the trouble, just nudged Thomas out of the way. Small was left to deal with a bouncing ball. Clearly he wasn't aware who was around him.
Oh, it's Jacobson to take again. Charlton with everyone back inside the penalty here. Jacobson swings in towards the far post, and again it's overhit.
Told you shouldn't have taken that one, didn't
He's still getting a round of applause from the fans that can't do anything.
No,
Jacobson.
Do anything. Yeah, I think every corner, every free kick, pretty much everything that's going to happen from this point forward, Jakobsen will be at the heart of it.
Charlton the goal kick short. Here's Dobson. Ball up towards Nike. Leahy inside to Scowen, back to Longvik. Ball forward looking for Wheeler. Wheeler with the header inside, but Eisted will come to collect. Here's Hector. Back to Eisted. Thomas. Left is Dobson, back inside to Terrell Thomas. Hector has time to bring this forward. Trying to resist the long ball forward. Might have to here as Hector look for Anike. Anike flicks it on. Might come the way of Lualua. It does, but lacks any conviction in the effort.
Annoyed with himself, Lualua, because he's set up nicely. There's a little touch from Anike into Lualua's path. He took it under some control, but just didn't step it out, the ball out from his path enough, I don't think, to get a good, decent right foot swing at it, and scuffed it into the arms of Rabazzoli.
It's Charlton's first shot on target.
Oh, I shouldn't be surprised by that, actually, to be fair.
So, as we've played 67 minutes, I'll hand you over. Just coming up to 67 minutes, I'll hand you over to Terrell Smith to lead commentate the rest of the second half and the last time this season.
You are so kind, my friend. As Wycombe have a throw in that right-hand side, thrown into the corner of the penalty area. Lualua picks it up for Charlton, though. Backinson immediately gives it back to Wycombe, but he's won it back, in fairness. Back with Hector. Sends it right, looking for Campbell, trying to control it. Oh, so... Well, Jakobsen just head-butted Campbell in the back of the head, and they've both gone down. It was sure what Jakobsen was trying to do there, actually. So, ball looped up in the air, and
Well, I think
he's trying to get to the ball through Therese Campbell's head.
Yeah, he was trying to head the ball, but then Campbell got back to his feet and he's headed the back of his head, so they're both feeling the pain.
Well, we've got a lull here. I know we don't normally do this sort of thing, but it's the end of the season. At a lovely afternoon at the training ground. We had the sponsors come to visit the training ground and meet the players that they sponsor for the season. One group of which was led by our Pam, and I needed to say hello to Pam. I did promise I would, purely because she took a photo with me, so it's a payoff. Lovely to meet everybody. It was a great day, and everybody was brilliant. The club did superbly well, making, organising it so the sponsors can have a little lunch with the players, watch them train. It was good afternoon. Met some great people. Hector prepares to take the free kick, and does so short to Backinson. He gets it back. Michael Hector on the right hand side, just inside the Charlton half. Ball forward to Farini. Out to Ramsey, back inside to Hector once more on halfway. Across to Thomas in the centre circle. He's going to be under pressure here. Thomas trying to stride away from that pressure and finds Backinson inside. Backinson, ball has sent Ramsey back a bit on that right. Therese Campbell ahead of him. Therese Campbell looking to go at Jakobsen. Instead goes back inside to Ramsey, looking for support. Ramsey, and they only offered behind him, and that's sent moans across the Charlton side of the stadium, but the ball's forward. And Nico with the header in. Oh, just behind Dobson. It's unfortunate, unlucky, but into the arms of Raffazzoli.
I don't get one thing about this Charlton performance. We've not taken risks in the final third. We've taken risks inside our own penalty area, on the edge of our own penalty area, but we have not taken those risks in that final third. We've not looked for a killer pass. We've not looked to take players on. I just find that a bit bemusing at this stage of the season. Nothing to really play for but pride, and for your fans, you really want to go into this game thinking we can score a couple of goals here and look to take players on. We're always turning back. We're looking for the safe long ball, hoping for the second balls when Anike goes up towards Anike. Ramsey there, I'd like to see Ramsey take his man on, or give it back to Campbell, take his man on. Best bit of quality I've seen from Charlton today was that Tyrese Campbell cross, when he got across his man on the outside, whipped in a cross that invited the potential chance. It was a difficult one for Dobson where the keeper's made the save, but apart from that, in the final third, I just feel Charlton have been really wasteful, just wanting that extra pass.
You're not missing anything. Jakobsen is receiving more treatment after the head collision with Therese Campbell. The referee wanted the physio on, maybe some bleeding there, he needed to stop. And that'll just sum up his 400 experience if he gets taken up with the concussion protocols. But it looks like he's on the sideline and will come back in as we restart, with Raffazzoli sending it forward. Terrell Thomas underneath this, and we can't get there. Actually, he's beaten to it by Wheeler. Ball's up in the air. Wheeler again with the next header. Hector trying to header it away. He does to Dobson. Dobson release Ramsey on the right-hand side. Ramsey with runners. Campbell ahead of him. Instead steps inside. Backinson was ahead, but he went backwards to Hector. It's a few moans from our left-hand side. Charlton fans urging the side forward. It's up here to Loa. Takes a heavy touch, but he's still in possession. Just inside the Wycombe half. To Dobson. Dobson sees runners ahead of him. Campbell's one of them. Campbell trying to touch it into Anike. Anike, right corner of the penalty area, takes the shot just wide of the post. But it's a shot in anger, which hasn't happened too often in this game. And second half has already seen probably more than we've had the rest of the game put together. Yeah,
it's a better ball though from Dobson up towards Campbell. He's looking forward. Campbell made the run from the right-hand side into the left-hand channel, and yeah, nothing came of it at the end. The Anike shot lacked any sort of power or any sort of conviction, but I prefer the fact that Charlton are looking to play forward. As I said, at this stage of the season, especially in that final third, you really just want to see players play forward, look for those runs.
Terrell Thomas gets a foot in the attempted ball forward, which was really did, because Wheeler was running into the penalty area. And without that Terrell Thomas interception, they would have got on the end of that. Charlton deal with it. Wycombe then put it away, threw Kone out for a goal kick. Trying to take it quickly out to Dobson on the left-hand side rather. Through the middle up to Anike. Flicks it up in the air. Campbell going for it. Allows it to run, and Anike follows it. Tries to get the ball out to Farini, but doesn't quite make it. Farini over the foot in. Finds Campbell. Campbell trying to release Loa, but doesn't get enough on the pass. And Farino for Wycombe can clear it away, but Dobson has it in the centre circle. Look small out there on the left-hand side. Loa ahead, who just slips and allows Wheeler to take over. Farino sends the ball forward. Scowen for Wycombe on their right-hand side. Small gets in the way of that. Ball forward, finds Dobson. Out to the right-hand side, and Ramsey on a run. Leahy ahead of him, still Ramsey, going past Leahy. Jacobson as well, he gets to the ball and then gets the ball in. Charlton fans behind the goal feel that there could have been a foul in there. Difficult for us to tell from this angle. It was Ramsey with the run past Leahy. And then Jacobson came over.
Oh, he's done him a favour.
Put a foot out.
He's done him a favour there, Kane Ramsey, because I think there is contact. I think Ramsey's attempt to get to the ball after he's gone past Jacobson, if he just goes down, I think that could be a penalty, because he's late, Jacobson. He commits to the ball. Ramsey definitely gets there first. There is contact, but then Ramsey stretches to try and keep the ball in play. I think he's been a little bit too honest there, the Charlton right wing back, or right back now. I certainly feel that's better though from Ramsey, getting the ball. Look, he's got the pace to take players on. He's up against Jacobson and Leahy, who's not the quickest. There's an opportunity for Charlton in that final third to create something, or at least create the space for other players.
Well, Wycombe don't manage to make anything going forward, so Charlton have it back on the left-hand side. Small inside to Dobson, or up to Farini. Steps inside, send the ball through the middle to Anike. Anike lifts it up to Campbell in a central position. Campbell with bodies, Wycombe bodies all around him. Campbell avoids two of them and then gets taken out by Lubala. And Charlton have a free kick about 10 yards outside the penalty area, fairly centrally.
That was brilliant from Tyrese Campbell. 3 players around him. Great strength to hold off Leahy in the first instance, then turn. And win aside a free kick, and Dobbo is the cry from the away stand.
Well, you've got Dobson and Fiorini over this, and I've got to say, Fiorini looks the favourite. They've sent the Charlton skipper away, and it is Fiorini who's going to strike this. Charlton sub, who has minimal appearances since his arrival on loan from Man City. He's going to take this free kick, coming up to 30 minutes gone in this second half. Fiorini steps forward, takes it. It's hit the crossbar and corner of the post, and comes back out. Lubala trying to tee up Fiorini once more. Sends it across to Anike. Anike holding the ball up. Behind him is Small. Small. We're going to take on Wheeler on the outside. Thierry Small looking for the cross. Small, Wheeler blocks the attempted cross. It's away for a Charlton throw, but that free kick almost paid dividends for the Addicts.
That's the best bit of quality seen in the whole match. It's a brilliant free kick. It's world-class technique from Fiorini over the wall. Goalkeeper had absolutely no chance, and everyone's just waiting for it to hit the top corner. Instead, it hits the bar and comes back out. It's a brilliant attempt.
Dobson now swings the ball in, headed away by Farino for Wycombe. Only as far as Hector in the centre circle inside the Wycombe half. Out to Dobson. Dobson's got Fiorini outside of him. Lifts it up to Campbell. Now it's with Fiorini on the left. Fiorini cuts inside. He's got Terrell Thomas. Charlton fans urging him to shoot. Now out to Ramsey on the right. Fiorini comes for it again, but it's back with Terrell Thomas. Inside is Hector. Dobson available to his left. Small hugging the touchline, but Dobson swings the ball into the penalty area, looking for Anike, who brings it down. Can Anike turn? No, he's just beaten to it. This time by Leahy. Now Jacobson will launch it forward, clears it away, asking Kone to pursue it. Hector should get there first and guide his header back to Eisted. Charlton with 13 and a half minutes rather of time to try and get back in this game. Dobson sends it out here to Loa. It's good control from Loa. Into the penalty area he goes. Small behind him now in support. Campbell outside of Small. Tyrese Campbell now on the left-hand side. Little touch into Loa. Loa goes down. Tyrese Campbell though takes over. Looking to go past Grimmer. Does so. Ball back across. Cleared away. Wheeler trying to stop it going out for a corner and does so. Only as far as Fiorini. Trying to lift the ball back in the air. It's deflected into Loa. Small looking to go on an overlap. Dobson in support behind. Inside is Thomas. Hector joining in. Lifts the ball into the penalty area. Grimmer gets it away. Charlton knocking on the door here. Thierry Small once more on the left. Lifts the ball into the penalty area. And then that's some sort of clearance from Scowen. And it's away for a corner.
Yeah, listen to the noise from the Charlton crowd. They're desperate for a Charlton goal. And a bit of pressure. The first time Charlton have really caused a bit of pressure on Wycombe. Now the Wycombe have responded with immediate change. Looks like Kone's coming off, Oakes coming on.
strange time to take it, with the corner about to be swung in. It is Kone going off.
Leaving the field at the end of his first season as a professional in the EFL. What a few months he's had. Put your hands together for 24, Richard Kone.
I like the match.
Yeah, have a word with Brian, someone. Sam Vokes coming on, so like change. Sam Vokes, who certainly a unit up top for Wycombe, will be a physical presence, and he'll need to be in this corner as well, you'd feel, as Dobson prepares to swing it in. In it comes, headed away by Wheeler. Fiorini battling on the edge of the area, and he's been out-battled by Lubala. On halfway, Lubala cuts inside. Fiorini does well to come back at him, puts the tackle in, and then Scowen sends the ball forward, which Isted comes across and should be able to deal with. Does, sends it forward, but straight back to Scowen. That's a good foot in from Fiorini once more. And Backinson on the edge of the Charlton penalty area, just touches it away from the advancing Leahy, who was coming towards him. Thomas now out to Dobson on the right. Dobson. Ahead of him is Ramsey, but cuts back inside. It's got Backinson in the centre circle. Jerry Small to his left. Lubala coming short. Luala rather coming short, with Lubala tracking him. It's a loose touch from Backinson, and it's allowed Leahy to take over, and he's had to foul Leahy. Backinson, and he'll get his name in the book because of it. All became about because of a loose touch from Backinson in there.
Yeah, took his eye off the ball and made the foul because Leahy, to be honest, I don't know if he needed to make the foul, to be honest. I mean, Leahy and Vokes were the two attacking options. Either of them don't have any sort of pace, so it was almost just as an instant reaction.
I think Leahy, looking at him, he just run the length of the pitch to get up to the edge of the penalty area, and he was running back. I think he was quite pleased to get fouled. It took the pressure off. And it's Leahy was actually going to take this free kick. And 5 yards inside the Charlton half, right of centre. Leahy lifts it, looking for Vokes. Headed up in the air by Terrell Thomas and away for a corner. Under pressure from Vokes, couldn't get a firm contact on the header. It's gone away for a corner. So from concerted Charlton pressure at one end, the Addicts have to defend the corner at the other. Just waiting to see who's going across to take it. It's going to be Leahy, not Jakobsen. Maybe as a result of the previous two corners that the
well, one bit of good news, one bit of nice news for Charlton is that Bishop's come off now for Portsmouth, which pretty much
I know it was goalless when you mentioned it earlier on.
May's golden boot, which she'll be delighted with. So that's one bit of good news out of a torrid season for Charlton.
Leahy with the corner on the Wycombe left-hand side, sends it into the edge of the 6-yard box. Hector rises, heads it away. Scowen sends it back into the penalty area. It's flicked on in there, and Vokes is looking for it. And a shot comes in. It was Butcher, I think, on the shot. Takes a deflection, kept in by Lubala on the Wycombe left-hand side, up against Fiorini. Lubala. Fiorini with the block from his attempted cross. Out to Jakobsen, who launches it skyward. It's going to come down with snow on it. Dobson with a lovely touch to Fiorini, who sends it forward, looking for Luala. Goes past Farino. Luala, and he's out-muscled by the Wycombe centre-half, who gets it clear. Charlton fans want a foul. Wycombe fans are going to get one as Fiorini takes out Lubala and gets a booking.
Yeah, there was slight contact from Farino, the wrong side of Luala. It was, I think it probably could have been a free kick, to be honest. It wasn't clear cut, but I certainly think there was enough. He was the wrong side of
enough, I think, is the word.
Fiorini in the book. So every single Charlton midfielder now, Fiorini, Backinson and Dobson all in the book. As I said, it's not been a ugly game in the sense of challenges, but got a lot of yellow cards.
Well, Jakobsen will take this free kick, and coming up with 37 minutes gone in this second half. Jakobsen sends the ball towards the Charlton penalty area. Vokes with a push on the back of Hector, not seen by the referee. Vokes has it at his feet, still Hector behind him. Vokes trying to make space, finds Lubala, corner of the penalty area. Behind him is Scowen. Jakobsen goes for a run behind Campbell and gets there. Ball across, headed away by Thomas, headed up in the air by Thomas. Isted can't get there, Vokes heads it behind, which should be for a goal kick, I think. Oh no, it's actually hit the corner flag, stayed in play. And that's good work from Backinson, outstanding work to bring it away for Charlton. And then Leahy with the challenge. puts it down to play for a Charlton throw. Quickly taken into the feet of Dobson. Dobson switches it across to Ramsey. Ramsey in a bit of space on that right-hand side now. Can bring it forward. Campbell to his outside. Campbell looking to take on Jakobsen. Cuts inside, corner of the penalty area. Still Campbell looking for options. Behind him is Fiorini. Fiorini lifts it into the penalty area for Anike, brings it down. Foot comes in from Grimmer to send it away. Picked up by Small on the left-hand side. Inside of him is Fiorini. Fiorini urged to shoot. Takes that instruction and sends it high and wide and above and into the Charlton crowd. And Anike's gone down under pressure from Farino. He's pointing fingers at him now.
Yeah, well, Grimmer and Anike had a little bit of set too. Farino came from behind and nudged. It wasn't a head, it was a nudge in the back of Anike. It's not a red card offence unless the referee has completely seen it differently. He nudged into the back of Anike. He wasn't happy with Anike and Grimmer squaring up against each other. It should just be a potentially a yellow card for each, or certainly for Farino, maybe a talking to for Anike. It's nothing more than that.
Yeah, just a frustrated skirmish, I think, is the description I'd give it.
That's probably the right decision for me. Considering how many yellow cards have gone out, I feel that's going to be two very obvious yellow cards, so I think that's the right decision. But going back to that Fiorini shot, I described his free kick as the technique, not necessarily the shot itself, but the technique, and the shot was world class. Like that shot definitely wasn't. That shot for the Sunday League.
Can't get it under control from the ball sent forward, but Hector has. Now sends it forward. Oh, and the referee didn't see that. The referee's guessed. Farino's gone down, the referee's guessed that. And all he's done is nudge him. He's run into Backinson. As the ball's gone forward there, I didn't see it. No, it's not shown again. The referee wasn't looking. Unless he's got a word from the sideline, he's guessed this.
Yeah, I didn't see it either till it was off the ball.
Nobody was looking. Yeah, nobody was looking.
It wasn't Anike. I think shortly after the talking to the referee, if he has committed the foul, the referee has seen it, he's got instructions, and the yellow card is the right decision shortly after the talking to, but we haven't seen the incident, so we can't.
I think the referee was looking where we were looking at the ball, and he hasn't seen it. Now he's booked Nathan Jones for complaining about it. That can only have come from the fourth official, I think, that decision.
I don't like referees giving out yellow cards so easily, though. I just think it ruins games. In a game where there's probably not going to be a lot of physical challenges anyway, because it's the end of season. I mean, Nathan Jones probably has said something. That wouldn't surprise me necessarily.
Ball sent to the corner, trying to deal with it. Dobson at his feet at the edge of the penalty area, and then it's just clipped by Scowen. And Charlton have a free kick, taken quickly. George Dobson switch it across to the right-hand side for Kane Ramsey. Ramsey up against Labala, goes forward to Campbell, trying to turn away from Jakobsen, does so. Jakobsen's pulling him back. Now that's got to be a booking, isn't it?
I don't think the referee is. I mean, that's more of a booking than some we've seen today.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is just unbelievable.
I mean, it's more unbelievable than the fact you've never been booked in a commentary capacity.
No, I never got booked in my playing career either, by the way. Just thought I'd mention it. I'm telling you. As Dobson sends this free kick into the penalty area, headed punched away, and Nico with a header. Grimmer manages to clear it away for Wycombe. Dobson gets his header, sends Campbell away down the right-hand side. Campbell, Lee Heat in front of him, goes back to George Dobson, who swings it into the box. Headed away by Farino. Wheeler should get this clear. Does at the second attempt.
Don't let it bounce.
Very Small coming across, does let it bounce. That looked like a handball from Scowen. Small then sends it away. Dobson there. Look like Labala got the last touch. Dobson can't believe that the referee's given the throw into Wycombe.
You can see what the Charlton fans. You can hear what the Charlton fans are making.
Yeah, at least I'm not alone. Oh dear. Jakobsen takes the throw. Folks with the control into Labala. And Vokes goes back to Jakobsen, still on the Wycombe left-hand side, lifted forward. Small with the interception, finds Dobson. Dobson, ball up to Anike, holding the ball up. Three players for company. Jonvik was the one who got his foot in, and Jakobsen can send it forward. Vokes trying to chase it down. Good interception from Ramsey. Ball forward up towards Anike, but Jonvik with the header straight to Dobson. Dobson with Small to his left, touches it inside to Thomas. Charlton with 2 minutes of normal time remaining to get back into this game. Backinson bringing the ball forward on the right. Further right is Fiorini. Campbell outside of him. Campbell pushed over by Lubala, and that's seen by the assistant over there on the right-hand side. Charlton will have a free kick about 12 yards or so away from the corner flag.
I'd see Charlton get the ball to Tyrese Campbell a lot more. He's had a
they're worried about
fairly decent. Well, exactly, and on that left-hand side in particular, Jacobson and Leahy coming across. Labala was there as well, and every one of them has really dealt with Campbell well.
Dobson with the free kick. Looking with everybody back in the penalty area. Launches it. Far side of the 6-yard box. Wheeler hits it up in the air. Hector will come. Can't get there. Drops to... Grimmer goes down under pressure from Hector. And the referee has stopped play and brought on the physios. And you can hear the reaction from the Charlton fans. Didn't see whether it was a head collision. But, of course, Grimmer's holding his head now.
I mean, if here's a head injury, then and the physio's on there, he's off for 30 seconds. But I mean, the disappointing thing from a Charlton perspective was the ball fell so kindly to Loire. But unfortunately, the rules are...
Yeah, absolutely. On this occasion, the referee can't not blow the whistle.
There's blood on it. It looks like on the chin of Grimmer.
Is that
cheek?
The referee had no choice, he had to blow up, but just at a point where Charlton were making progress. Frustrating, to say the least.
The court official is indicating a minimum of 5 minutes.
5 minutes of added time here.
A minimum of 5 minutes to be added on at the end of the game.
A little small, considering the number of physio bins and the number of times... Leahy's gone down.
Leaving the field, put your hands together for number 2, Jack Grimmer.
Well, number 10 is Grimmy. Number 2, Grimmer is going off. The man who's down injured is now going off.
Well, it's tactical because then they don't have a player missing for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Number 6, Ryan Tafazoli.
Tafazoli is coming on. There is a real physical presence at the back for Wycombe. So protection of the 1-0 lead. This ball will be dropped to the feet of Loire. The referee's saying they only have to be 5 yards back, which Loire is contesting, but that's what's going to happen. The ball is at the feet of Loire. He's looking to take on Wheeler. And doesn't manage it, and Wheeler comes away with the ball. Sends it down the channel, which Small should be able to deal with, only Scowen pursuing him. Wasted opportunity there really for Charlton. It's Iceland gets the ball from Small and sends it skyward up towards Thomas, who stayed forward, flicked on, but dealt with by Londvik. Hector tussling there with not sure what happened there. Tussling with Labala, and the referee's given a free kick. I'm not entirely sure what that was for.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Only the referee does, I think.
Yeah, unless it was a handball, I can't see anything wrong with that at all. Oh, it's been a really frustrating end to this season, guys. Yeah, it's kind of summed up
well,
the season
that's
in truth.
probably fair.
I mean, Charlton ultimately in this game haven't been good enough, has to be said.
Yep.
I think everyone knows that a lot of work's going to be needed to be done in the summer, but sometimes matches like this, good opportunity for Nathan Jones if he wasn't sure about a couple of players or how we were going to set up for next season, just help solidify that argument.
And Charlton have the ball with the feet of Dobson. Out to the right is Campbell. Good run from Ramsey ahead of him. Ramsey tries to cut inside, and Jakobsen coming back manages to get a foot in, and Leahy will send it away down the line. Scowen with the flick on. Folks will pick it up on halfway. On Scowen again. Hector comes through the back of Scowen, and that's going to be a free kick. I don't know if Hector's already booked, is he?
Yeah, no questions about that for me, That was
foul.
A foul from Hector, trying to get to the ball first, Scowen using his experience, gets his body across, and there's a clip on his left foot. Free kick given. Yeah, it's been a really, as I said, just a really flat end to the season. I mean, if it stays like this in the next 2 minutes, that's the unbeaten record gone. You're not having that little bit of momentum before you won today, going into the summer. You know, Nathan Jones ultimately came here to keep the club up, make sure we're stable. He's done that with a few games to go, so ultimately he's done his job. You know, his next task is to try and build a Charlton promotion winning squad next season.
Meister claims the ball from the Wycombe ball forward. Leahy underneath it, heads it towards Scowen. It's a good tackle from Beckinson. And Beckinson will bring it away. Loire on the outside, on the left. Loire with Small making an overlap. Now space for the cross, headed away by Farino. Loire backtracking, will pick it up again for Charlton. Again, he sends it into the penalty area, this time looking for Anike. He's got there, and Anike gets it. Campbell with the shot, blocked away by Tafazoli. He's getting all the applause and plaudits from his fellow defenders, because that looked goalward.
But what impresses me about that is after they make the block, look at the desire for the entire team to get that clean sheet. You know, in a nothing game really, but to get the clean sheet, that's the desire we want to see from Charlton's defenders next season. If you're going to keep clean sheets, you need to be like that as a unit.
Sorry, Greg, throw comes in, it's cleared away by Leahy. Scowen chasing it down. Hector just gets something on it and combines with Small to pick the ball up again for Charlton. Hector just inside the Charlton half. Ball forward to Therese Campbell. Heavy touch from Campbell, but he's got past. Butcho takes him out, and he's going to get a booking as well, Butcho. And Charlton have a free kick with seconds left of this second half.
Let Dobson have a shot, come on.
Fiorini is not going towards the ball, not on this occasion. Well, certainly not at the moment. George Dobson's over it.
He's too unselfish here, George. I think he'll cross this, but I wouldn't bemoan of the things he's achieved in a Charlton shirt if he wanted to have a shot in this final game. He's going to cross it though, isn't he?
You'd have thought so. It's about 10 yards outside the right side of the penalty area. Dobson will swing this in behind everybody and deflects into the path of the keeper. Sliding in was Thierry Small, but Raffazzoli just claimed it before he could get there, and that's probably the last action, the goalmouth action, you'd think, of the game.
Well, it's a season, as I say, that has been a disappointing one, to say the least. I mean, that's an understatement, in truth. Hasn't been good enough. And certainly the second half of the season, Jones coming in, the optimism is there for next season, that this summer's going to be so crucial.
Well, that is the final whistle. And what has been disappointing, frustrating, damp squib of a season has ended in pretty much the same fashion. Nathan Jones has come in and lifted Charlton's spirits and lifted us outside of those potential relegation places, but he'll know more than anyone the work he has to do in the summer. Charlton fans away to our left-hand side are staying and applauding. I think they're applauding the fact that Nathan Jones has done that job, and he'll go across with his team to thank the assembled addicts away to my left-hand side, who have been in full voice despite the performance. So we have to sign off here, and it's been an absolute pleasure, as always, to be alongside Greg Stubley to bring you Charlton TV's commentary through the season. It's not at times been the most spectacular of commentaries we've had to bring you. That's probably the understatement of the century, but it's always been enjoyable nonetheless, purely for the company as much as anything else. And equally, it's been an absolute pleasure to work alongside the three legends that are in the studio that we're going to hand you back to shortly.
Yeah, I was just going to say, my thanks go to the guys in the studio as well. kept us sane, which is a very tough job as a Charlton Athletics fan. So thank you to those three things, Charlotte. Thank you to everyone involved with Charlton TV. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, let's look forward to the summer now.
Yeah, to Charlotte and James, I've had their time in the studio. To Mr. TV himself, Greg Stubberly, who's at his time behind the camera, or in front of the camera rather. But to hand you to the ultimate three in front of the camera. It's been an absolute pleasure to work alongside legends of Scott Minto, Steve Brown and Alan Kirbishley, and we'll leave you to them to sum up this game and this season. Gentlemen, have a good summer. Take care. Ta-da.
Right, back at you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with the both of you as well, more so than these two anyway.
His favourite shirty though. Yeah. He goes weak at the knees, Tell, when Shirty's about.
He does.
Yeah.
He blanks you big time, doesn't
Massive,
he?
yeah. I don't even exist when Shirty's around.
I don't blame him when
No, it's fair enough.
Yeah. Can I just say congratulations to Derby County. They are automatically promoted alongside Portsmouth now with a very good win today. Congratulations to Oxford, who got a win with Lincoln losing, although games are coming in the last minutes, but a lot needs to happen for that to turn around now. And Cheltenham are also losing late into stoppage time there. I think it's 8 minutes into stoppage time, so it looks like they are down and Burton have stayed up. So that is it, the end of Sky Bet League One. +44 7384 517 580. If you want to talk about the game, if you want to talk about the summer, if you want to talk about Brownie's clobber, you can do whatever you want indeed. But Curbs, let's talk about this game first, shall we? Let's sum it up.
Shall we open the beers first?
I don't remember game, can we?
These are, we have to say, to the international German addicts.
German international fan base sent these over.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah.
We've been given a couple of beers each. We'll try not to open this.
Special Hell.
We've been put through that, haven't we, this season?
I think that's summer game,
for today's game. Yeah.
Have a look at that.
Special
Hell, and that's not joking at all there. So,
but thank you to them. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Lovely
Thank you very
gesture.
much indeed.
It was tough.
Yeah, go on in.
It was tough. And I think everybody connected with Charlton was just waiting for the end of that game. You know, listen, Nathan's come in, really difficult time. And as Brownie said earlier, there was a stage where we dropped in the bottom 3 or 4 and popped out of it again. So he's come in, he's done what was asked. He's kept us up and got us away from that trouble. He's had a good look at the squad, home and away. And now I think every Charlton fan is awaiting what's going to happen in the summer. As I said before the game, I think it's going to be a bit of another hectic summer because the squad's too big. He's obviously going to make changes. And then hopefully it'll settle down. Because over the last 3 or 4 years, we've had different owners, different chief executives, different managers, different this, different that.
Different players.
Just different players mainly. Just need to settle this down.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll read this one before Heather goes off. It did come in at half-time, so hopefully Heather is still watching. It's gorgeous on the west coast of Scotland, near the Mull of Kintyre. Bright sunshine and warm enough, around 10 degrees, to have breakfast earlier in the garden. Off to the beach once this finishes, maybe more. Roll on next season, Heather. Well said, Heather, and enjoy there. Again, let's go back to this game then, Brownie. I don't think we'll take too long on it.
No,
but you know, it was one shot on target. It had a real end of season feel to it, didn't
Massively,
it?
yeah. I've only seen. I was unfortunate enough to commentate once on Reading QPR, and they were both relegated from Premier League, and there was no shots on target. It was nil, and it does happen regularly that you get to the end of the season, 2 teams with nothing on it. It plays out as we've just seen.
Were you talking as ever in that game as well then?
There wasn't
no shots
a great
on target.
deal. I mean, it wasn't a great deal to. You know, I wasn't. I mean,
talk about Mrs. B in that one as well.
That's the least amount of notes I've ever written during the game, and
some of them was my golf score as well.
It was, yeah. Working out your score at the Wilderness the other day, yeah. But it's one of those ones that Nathan will have got something out of it. For Nathan, I think the result was immaterial. He's lost the first, he's lost the last, and in between he's done enough to keep us up, and that's, in truth, all that mattered. But he will have learned. You know, he will. His season's not over. His season's relatively going to be so busy now, and it's relatively just starting for him. You know, there's so many decisions to make in the short term and the long term. You know, by the looks of things, you know, the ownership will back him, because it'd be mad if you didn't, if you get to this point. So I think there's going to be a revolving door. I think the first couple of signings will show everybody. Well, maybe not. Maybe, you know, it takes a bit longer to get the
Nathan has said that he
line.
wants as many people in, if not all of them, before the first day of pre-season.
Ideally, you always want that. You'll be able better to tell people.
We've seen Nathan go a diamond the other week, and now he's changed back to this. You really got to implement what you want in that pre-season. You've got 4 or 5 weeks where you play the friendlies. You can say, this is how we're playing next year. Forget the results, because it doesn't really matter pre-season. This is how we're playing. This is what I want. And you've got 5 weeks at it. Whereas when you change midweek from 3 at the back, 5 in midfield to a diamond in midfield, and etc., and that's sometimes it just don't work, and we've seen that. But that today, you just got to write off. Not for the players that was under pressure there, because there'd be 1 or 2 that needed to convince him either way, and they probably have with that performance today. And I feel sorry for them, because it was so flat from both sides. 1 shot on target or whatever.
For us, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that Nathan now will be desperate to get his squad together before the first week of pre-season, so he can implement what he wants.
OK, let's go through the main talking points of today's game, and then we'll broaden it out a little bit more. The only goal of the game, you know, and a defensive mistake. Yet again, we don't keep a clean sheet away from home. That's 22 matches in all competitions now away from home.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's where we need to be improved the most. Is you know, I know Curb says about the other end of the pitch, and it is vital to have people pitching in with goals across, as well as your strikers. But I think this is the unit that needs addressing the most if we're going to mount a playoff stroke, you know, automatic promotion challenge. And you know, that's naive defending, because once the guy's got the ball on his right hand side, you know, you very rarely can you get across the front of him and get the ball first. He's only got to lean into it with his left shoulder, and you're hitting him first, and it's a cast iron penalty. And that was all that they needed today. You know, we were a little bit toothless in attack, and that one challenge, that 1 goal has led to the defeat.
Yeah. We talked about possibly 1 penalty in the first half. Could we have had 2 over the whole game then?
Yeah, I think on another day. I mean, you've heard this before, but I think he's looking at Daniel, and he's been looking at him in the run before they bump into each other, and I think he's looking to put his arm across him there. He's got in front of him, Daniel, and I think that's a penalty.
There's no need to dip his shoulder. I don't get it. Do you know how hard it is for Daniel to control that and anything to come of that?
It's the second one.
Yeah. Well, this one, I actually think we're too honest. Go, tumble, and it's a penalty. Cast iron. But your argument, you know, is valid. It's immaterial whether he makes the most of that contact. It's a foul, yeah. And that is true. But if you just go there and you know, and listen, you know as well as I do, we work on Premier League games. Curbs, you watch Premier League games. There's no way that a player in the Premier League is standing on their feet there. They are tumbling.
Go down at the
and it's a penalty, you know. And we were a little bit too honest there.
So what do we make of us going forward? We talked about 1 shot on target, not quite strong enough. What Brownie, you touched on the fact of that Nathan would have learned stuff. What would he have learned?
Well, more on the negative side, sadly, about what he needs to improve for next season. I think Curbs is absolutely right. I think 99% of the decisions he's got to make have already probably been made in his head, and there was just, can someone alter my decision, you know, today? And no one has altered his decision, I wouldn't have thought, today. But what it's more about what he needs, you know, to make this team competitive at the top end. And you know, so some might say, well, we've only lost 2 in the last 16, so we're not. We are quite a long way away. There's a huge difference between 27 wins in a season to get yourself promoted, or maybe 22 if you're in the playoffs.
We've only won 4 of those 16.
Yeah, but there's a huge gap between where we need to get and where we are. So if you think we've only lost 2 of 16, therefore there's not a lot needs to be done. There is a lot needs to be done.
Curbs.
Yeah, no, just looking at the fact that, you know, we've had that shot that's at the bar, and that's about it. It's all fizzled out, really. And no, I think Nathan, if you go back over time with his Luton sides, etc., He plays a certain way with certain attributes that the side's got to have, and it's big, strong, and powerful. And that probably is a problem for Alfie May, who, as we've said so many times, is by far our top goal scorer by miles. And you know, I think Nathan might go down a different route because that's what he normally does with his teams. So does he find a place for Alfie? Does he find a place for George? That's another one that
I'll ask you, George, in one second. Just as we're talking about Alfie, he does win the Golden Boot for League One as Colby Bishop didn't score today from Portsmouth. So congratulations, Alfie, for that. And Brownie, just try and put that into context. You're the top scorer in a team that at one point was flirting with relegation, and for a period of time.
Yeah, and he has done that 3 years straight now, because Charlton have been in relegation. Sadly lost League One status today, but he's been in a side that's been fighting for its life for now. Well, we weren't fighting for our lives, but in a difficult situation for 3 seasons.
Lacking confidence, not creating lots of chances, and not being one of those teams that's up there.
And recently, if truth be told, dragged off at half time again today, dragged off the other week early. I think he was on a hat-trick one week as well, and he got dragged off. And, you know, in a couple of games he hasn't started, and I'm not sure that bodes well, actually. But we'll see. You know, I could be horribly wrong. He could just be looking at other strikers. But, you know, Alfie, you said the other week he got dragged off, and actually in a game where you needed your sniffer dog, you know, because there was nothing in the game and we needed a goal from somewhere, and took off what is essentially our most potent person inside the penalty area. But yeah, I mean, none of us can really tell. You know, we're not that side. We're not in the dressing rooms. We're not in the board meetings, and you know they have their conversations. But yeah, from looking on the outside and looking in, you see what's happened to Alfie in the last few weeks, and you think, you know, is he going to start every game next year? I'm not so sure.
Our second top scorer is Corey.
Yeah, incredibly.
Yeah.
Left 4 months ago.
You know, I think I said it before the game, but before the season starts, you try and set some targets for each department. And as Brownie, you know, would probably say to the back four, can you get us near 10 goals? It might be 3 from both centre halves and a full back chip in. You know, midfield 3 or 4. We think you should be getting 15. Can you get 15 for us, the wide men or whatever? Then up front, you know, 1 on 20 and 1 on 15, or a little bit more if you're hopeful. We're miles off that in terms of goal scoring, and obviously Brownie will talk about clean sheets, but they've both got to come together. If we're going to get promoted next year or be anywhere near it, they've both got to come. We've got to score more goals and keep a few more clean sheets.
We've got a goal difference of -1.
Yeah,
that tells you that we're not scoring enough and we're conceding too many.
Yeah, and what did you say, 22 without a clean sheet away from home?
Away from home in all comps.
So we kept a clean sheet in the first game away from home then, basically? Oh, no, all comps.
Yeah.
OK, gotcha. Yeah, OK, that makes a slight difference. Right, yeah.
No, well, I'll have to double check that, but definitely 22 away from home.
He's experienced enough, Nathan. He's looked at. He's had a good look. You know, managers are not quite lucky. They come in pre-season and they have to take up what they've got. But he's had a good look now. He's seen the strengths and the weaknesses, and I'm sure he's the sort of. It looks like he's the sort of manager that's going to go, "This is what I want. Go and get it. This is what I want. Go and get it."
He really knows what he wants, doesn't he? Which is, and we've got a
and
top end.
And there's going to be some casualties.
Yeah.
We think perhaps Alfie a little bit, but I don't know. But there is going to be some casualties.
Hi, second half showed we definitely need to play with at least one out-and-out winger. Your thoughts? That's from Al from Erith.
Again, you're talking about changing a style of play, which again affects your recruitment quite drastically. You know, that's.
It was interesting, though, Bernie, that over the last couple of seasons, the winger or the wide men, Blackett Taylor and Razaki, both contributed. So Corey Blackett's the second highest goal scorer this season.
Yeah.
Right, so over the last couple of seasons, we've had 2 wide men who have contributed a decent amount of goals. Vasaki on one side, and this year Corey Blackett on the other.
But the system that Nathan seems to like doesn't lend itself to wingers, does it?
No. But
it's either a 4-diamond-2 or a 3-5-2.
But that is where the goals have come from. You know, they're not coming from any other area.
No.
Yeah, and I'd argue that Tyrese won't be leading the, you know, wouldn't be leading your 2 wide players. If you're going to go for promotion, Tyrese will be your squaddy player coming off the bench, and you know, that means your budget is on 2 wingers straight away. I think you know, Nathan's got to set his stall out what he wants in terms of formation, and then you adjust accordingly. Now, if it's a back three, you know, that back five and that goalkeeper unit, it's a lot of work to do there in terms of budget and spending money and bringing play. In my opinion, that's just my humble opinion. And then you're talking about bringing in 2 wingers. George might leave. There's a centre midfielder he's replacing. We're talking about Alfie not getting in the team. Anike's not fit enough. Kanu, Lieber, we're not sure about. That's a hell of a length of time to be out for Miles. That's what I'm saying. And so we're starting to talk about 10 players here.
Yeah.
You know, so if I'm sitting at home with my abacus, I'm going, well, I'm in for a few million quid here over the summer. Where, you know, I don't know where the budget sits. But there's, you know, we have to take into account, say here, that there isn't unlimited funds, because that's not fair on the ownership.
No.
You know, they've been left with, you know, they've come in, you know, last summer, and, you know, it's the fallout of 3 years of not very good recruitment in some respects. I mean, we've got players that are out on loan at the moment. They're here next year. Fraser's here next year, I think. McGrandles is here next year. Yeah. So.
We'll let Heather go now. She's just come back and said, thanks, Scott. Wishing you all a great summer. Definitely off to the beach now. Heather, enjoy.
Only in Scotland are you off to the beach in 10 degrees.
She's only going to walk a dog. Only going to walk a dog.
I bet it's not 10 degrees now. I bet it's gone down a couple of
degrees. Dropped to 4. She's walking a dog in a sheepskin.
I mean, that's quite a way up the top as well. That's right to the top, isn't it?
It certainly is. Let's keep it individual still. Dobbo. What would you do with Dobbo?
I think Nathan's saying he wants to keep him. I don't know what the contractual thing is. Obviously, he's signed something with his Hungarian side. Interesting that he's asked him to play in different positions recently. He was getting in the box. The one chance we had where it was crossed, he was in the box, and I think he tried to cross once. So he's been in the last couple of games. He's been getting forward more. Hit the post last week and whatever.
Scored a one.
And
scored as well.
Yeah, getting in the box. And he has got the legs to do that. So Nathan's probably looked at that and think, can he be a number 10, or can he be that attacking midfield player? Because we know what else he can do. So he's probably asked him different questions over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, Dobbo, is he going or is he staying? We don't know that one.
We don't know. Well, what would we do?
We don't know, but the mistake's surely been made in allowing him to put himself in a position where if we do want him, we've got to buy him back. That's mental.
Seems incredible to think you've got to buy your own player.
You surely make the decision before January, come what may. And if George is coming to you saying, if you don't do something, you know, you've got to try and at least keep him here without him signing something abroad, so that he becomes their player in June. You give yourself options, surely, so that it's you first, not he's gone.
Well, maybe the decision was made, and then when Nathan came in, a decision has changed.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Well, I just think the situation.
That's one of the questions Nathan's got to be asked. You know.
It's a poor situation to get yourself
I think we're all in agreement that we really like him, don't we, Dobbo? And I think I personally think he's underrated.
I think
he's not always the most easy on the eye, but actually, in terms of from a player's and manager's point of view, you really appreciate the work he does.
We know he gets around the pitch. We know he tackles. You know, he's a blocker, last-ditch tackle, defensive-minded. He's a really good passer of the ball, short and long. If you want to go through that game again, he was switching play and hitting 50, 60-yard crossfield balls, putting balls in the box, left foot, right foot. So, for me, he's a really decent enough player that we've allowed, for one reason or another, to be out of contract, and he's had to look after himself. If someone's come in for him at Christmas, he's got to sign something because there was nothing here.
Yeah, and when I say not easy in the eye, I mean he does the ugly work that a lot of people won't do.
And you need, you know, Croy probably does that side of it. I don't think he's as defensively minded as George in terms of the positions he takes up. But he's aggressive. But he's aggressive in the challenge and he shuts down quickly. But I don't think he's got as, you know, the experience that George has in just picking up the pockets that, you know, that opposition players want to play into. You know, if people do want to criticise his passing, because it is something that, you know, he tries more than anyone else to make those 4 passes work. And we're not, as a team, particularly blessed with brilliant passes across the pitch, I don't think. And he tries more than anyone else to make those diagonals work, to get balls in behind back lines, and some don't come off. But he never stops trying, that's for sure.
I think we're all in agreement that we would like him here next season, but does there come a point where in terms of budget and how much you're allowed to spend, then you've got to think, well, as much as we want someone like here, the cost it will now be to bring him back for next season might be too much in terms of the team budget.
I think Nathan will have to make that decision. I think he's been on record saying that he wants to keep him. And let's see if that takes a chunk out of the budget. You know, Nathan's then got to decide is that worth it. But all this was done before he came here, so it's
but
not
as
his
a club,
fault.
we shouldn't have put ourselves in that position. I don't think. You know, I don't know how you stop it, to be honest, because if George isn't getting what he wants and he's starting to look around in January, I don't know how you can stop it without concrete offering him what he wants. And I think the club want to give themselves a bit of breathing space on that, and it's just worked out the way it has. But I don't know how you get out of that legally. I think he's signed a contract. If you want him, you've now got to make an offer to the team that he's gone to, and I'm not sure we will. So.
Yeah, I don't know what offer was made to Dobbo from the club. I would imagine it was a decent offer, but just the timing of it was too late, and therefore he'd already come in or been offered a bigger one. But stay?
Oh yeah, for me,
stay.
Yeah,
stay.
But I would say that's from our perspective.
We don't know the financial
conversation. Well, or they might have said to George, "You can stay, but you're not guaranteed to start here next year because of what we're bringing in."
Okay, well.
And then George might go, "Oh, I'm not having that."
Is he good enough then to be in a promotion-winning side in League One?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because I go back to the last time we got promoted out of this league. Although in saying that we had loan signings from Premier League sides, it's unfair to compare Bellick and
one of the
Cullen.
biggest things this season. That I was talking about it yesterday. Gallagher, Chelsea captain.
Gallagher was the other
Cullen,
one.
Burnley captain. We was attracting them sort of players from London clubs. Let's be honest about it. West Ham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, all around us. And if they allow players to come here on loan, their scouts or their coaches haven't got to travel too far to come and watch the games. The players that we sign on loan haven't got to move house. It's the perfect situation. So I would like to think Nathan would have it about him to secure 2 or 3 proper loans.
You are putting yourself under a little bit of pressure as well, letting him go, because he is a fan favourite, which doesn't determine whether you stay or go. You just become a fan favourite. You don't mean to. It naturally occurs. But if you don't get your recruitment right and what comes in isn't as good, there's repercussions to that as well.
I don't think anything that's come in the last 12 to 18 months has been as good as Dobbo.
Connor, if you say Connor Coventry across them, I'd argue he is, but in terms of they're slightly different players, aren't they? Yeah. I don't think he can offer what George offers defensively, but I think there's more to come from Connor. I think there is better to come.
No, absolutely. Okay, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. As another one, Bernie from Eltham, to think I cancelled a dental appointment for this.
Root canal.
Was it Bernie? Bernie asked Brownie about teeth. He'll tell you all about it. So, a bit broader then. How many players in our squad for next season? First order of business, a new goalkeeper. That's from Ian, watching in sunny Maidstone.
You can't argue against it. It's horrible because it's horrible sitting there having to do this. But the point being, the argument is we are going for a playoff spot or a promotion spot. And the one thing I think, as a defender, as a centre half, that did make a difference. I know Hunt. Everyone talks about the strikers, Hunt, because they were outstanding. But when you have a proper goalkeeper behind you, and I'm not saying these two are below par, but when you have one that's maybe a championship quality goalkeeper behind you, it can instill so much confidence in a back line. I would say it is an area we do need to strengthen personally, but that's just a personal opinion.
How much emphasis did you place on making sure you had a proper goalkeeper in terms of the most important positions on the pitch?
I'd tend to look at the spine, right down the middle.
And left and right back as well, of course.
Right down the middle, who are going to play every game, and everybody else...
Be available for every game.
Okay. But
he could play goalkeeper as well as centre half and midfield.
I think the spine is really important. I'm not too sure about goalkeeping. I left out the Merv, but I'm talking about. We spoke about the centre half situation. What centre halves? We had 3 centre halves out there today. What ones are still going to be here playing for Nathan next year. We spoke about the midfield in terms of George and Connor and whatever. The other thing is what centre forwards are going to be here next year. I think it's right down the spine for me at the moment. I think that's where he'd be looking at mainly. I've got to get that right. They're playing every week basically. They're going to be the structure of the side, and we'll fit everybody else around it.
Okay, a couple more questions, and going back to the away side of things as well. We've got the least amount of away wins in the whole division.
Wow,
even fewer than bottom club.
We've got a few. We're top of a lot of things in this league, aren't we? At the moment, draws, losing, coming back from losing positions and not keeping clean sheets.
And winning positions.
Yeah, not keeping clean sheets and all that. So it'd be nice if we become top next year of, goals scored, less goals conceded, more wins at home. This is the place. If we're going to win promotion or get near the playoffs, this has got to be a place where no one comes and takes too many points.
Well, even that's not the case. I think it's 8 wins, 8 draws, 7 losses.
Yeah.
That's pretty even in that, which it should be a lot higher in terms of the win section, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think there's been instability. 3 managers in a season, which tells you exactly what the season's been like. One was very quick, understandably, but that was a decision I think that surprised us all. But then the second one, the second one should last, the rest of the season, and it didn't work. And so you go into your third manager, and so therefore you are just talking about statistics that aren't great statistics purely because of the instability that we've had across the season. So, hopefully we've got the right man in charge. Hopefully we're going to have a full season with one manager. Recruitment's good, and we see a little turnaround in all the statistics.
Well, it brings it nicely to my final question. We finished 16th. That's the worst finish in 98 years for Charlton Athletic. But does it feel like, not just the cliche is we've hit rock bottom, the only way is out? Well, not necessarily. You can carry on being down there. But does it feel like with the ownership that we've got, with the manager that we've got, that actually we are going to be at the start of a curve, a very upward curve as well?
I think. Forget today, but I think most people around the club at the moment are enthusiastic about what's going to happen next. Listen, the board have come in. They've not said we're going to be in the Premier League in 5 years. They've not said this. They've not said that. I think what they have done is, as we've just said, we've steered ourselves away from relegation. Nathan's done what he's come in to do. I think the board are in a position now to back him. It may not be crazy stuff, but they like to back him as far as they can do it. I don't think anything will be imposed on Nathan. I think he's a manager that is saying, this is what I want. I'm not taking second best. I want that, I want that, I want that. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of enthusiasm around the club at the moment. And, this is gone. This season's gone. It's sent us all to drink, if you like, in some sort of way. But no, let's look forward to next year.
I think, look, in terms of ownership and what's been previous, we are in a very good place in that respect. You don't rip up the pitch, get funding, and then back it with a 6-figure sum to make sure the women's team can play next year. You are moving things along that are going to benefit this football club. That's a great sign. But the hardest thing to do for any ownership group is put people in place that get recruitment right. You've got to get the manager right. So it's so many cogs have to come together and so many things have to work for a successful season. I think people think money automatically put you in a position where you can challenge. It buys you a better opportunity, but it doesn't mean it's going to work straight away. But what I would say is, I think we all got the feel here that people we've met and spoken to in the board, it's the best place we've been in a while. So we need to take advantage of that as a football club. They're making all the right noises. They're certainly doing all the right things in terms of the pitch, getting the women's team to play every game. We just need to put a team together now that excites everybody and pushes us towards the right end of League One.
Yeah. Okay, great stuff. We just didn't mention you, Neil, which, the footy's so poor so far. What do you guys think about the new hybrid pitch being installed? Well, Brown has just answered that one for you there. We'll be hearing, not on Charlton TV from the manager, Nathan Jones, but you can hear him on the socials and also on the website as well very shortly when he comes out. But coming up on Charlton TV later tonight, we'll have extended highlights of today's game against Wycombe. From early next week, Charlton TV subscribers will be able to watch today's production back in full. There's no game next week, obviously, but we can confirm that international subscribers will still be able to watch every Charlton League game live next season. Exactly what format Charlton TV will look like is still being finalised, but it will be back in some form, which will likely to be confirmed in due course. In the meantime, it has been an absolute pleasure. It really has, hasn't it?
We're saying a lot of players may be leaving the club. Us three are getting free transfers.
we were sort of, we don't know the scenario, so we were working today thinking, is there a chance? Is there a chance?
I think we're going to get a free, all three of us.
I think you'll find we're on a free.
Okay, in the meantime, look, I have to say it's been an absolute pleasure to be part of Charlton.
It won't be the first time, hasn't it?
Couldn't wait to kick me out of the club. Couldn't wait.
No, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. It really has to be part of Charlton TV for the last 3.5 years. I'd like to thank our production company, White Label, who obviously have been there with us for almost from the start as well. Thank you especially to Charlton as a club and Tom Rubishaw as well. Have a great summer. Once an addict, always an addict. Bye for now.